with me while I show you what I'm eating today as a white transmasculine, femme non-binary, temporarily mostly able-bodied, neurodivergent, obsessive-compulsive, chronically ill, culturally Jewish, Unitarian, Universalist, non-monogamous, demoleo, romantic, gray, demi-bisexual, a survivor of acute complex trauma, millennial, and cat parent in mental health recovery.
It's a trap!
Hold on, dude. Yeah. Hold on, Chad.
I will read you to filth.
Chad! Oh, Chad!
Trying to get through all the comments in the intro. Again, I like that game. It's pretty fun. Greetings, everyone. Chat holes and non-chat holes alike. It's going to be a pretty kind of chill Sunday stream this week. I know in the members pregame with Quentin J. Bardwell, if you missed it, you're not a channel member, links in the description below. Some people were having issue with the fact that I wasn't wearing a hat. If you'd like to see me put a hat on, put it in the comments. Maybe I'll give a shit. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Rachel and Carlos Salinas, what's up? Paul Morales, what's going on? Soldado, what's up? Viper Scout, how you doing? Big M. You don't have a hat? No, I don't have a hat on because I just shaved my head. I don't want to have a hat on. 49er Brian says, I was just joking, man. You know what's not joking? Please, Chad. For the love of God. Oh, Lucifer's cloven boots? Hooves? Wouldn't it be hooves? I think it's hooves. Anyway, the torture has to stop in that intro. Someone's eyes are going to bleed. Okay, that one's not bad. That one's not bad. But yeah, thanks for the yeah. And then Curb Stomp says this. I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to let people wonder if I'm going to play it. And maybe everybody in the chat could wish Curb Stomp a happy birthday because we got a birthday boy in the house. Woody said, they asked for it. Yes, they did. They asked for it. Just finished Indiana Jones on PS5, and I rather enjoyed it. Sweet. Very cool. I actually spent some time in my game room today. For like 20 minutes, I just sat there in the quiet with my dogs at my feet, drinking some coffee. It was enjoyable. It's very rare that I get to hang out in my game room, so yeah, very cool. Kaiju Kitty says, ramp up the chat's moving. Kaiju Kitty says, ramp up the torture. Do I have anything torturous? Yeah.
Ay, mira.
I figure since I'm known, well, I don't know if I'm known for it, but you know, a couple of people like to take pot shots at all my clips. Might as well just freaking lean into it, right? Jacob, what's up, man? Says, I'm back. What's up, Chad? Boxes? This is what's up. So, Ryan and I are getting ready to go to San Diego Comic-Con. You know, I had a couple of topics that I do want to discuss, and they're not off the table. They're not gone. They're just, you know, on pause. By the way, Jacob works at the best toy store in Albuquerque. That's right. But I've been putting a lot of work into this Joe room, and Jacob Real has been helping me a lot, and I couldn't get where I am without his help, and I can't stress that enough. So I wanted to just kind of chill, and this might be 1 hour, it might be 3. I mean, who freaking knows? But I'm gonna hook up a lapel mic, and I'm gonna walk around and show you guys what's going on in my Joe room. Obviously, you can see the reflection of the cabinets. I'll give you a little sneak peek, but shablam! So it's kind of getting there. I did empty 2 boxes. And these boxes are, oh, I fucked that camera up. These boxes are big. Media Clash all-night chat-a-thon. All your Chad holes all night long. Ooh. Yeah. No. Titan. You didn't like that guy? Whatever. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Triple D's Dungeon sends a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, my friend, and says, we got to get used to the bald head eventually. Leave the hat off. My head's always bald. It's just a lot of times I'm wearing a hat, and I literally just shaved like 2 hours before the pregame went live. So it is what it is. Stu for lunch gifted 1 chat hole membership. Hell yeah, Stu. I appreciate you very much. And you get this.
Wolverines. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much, Stu, for gifting that channel membership. And congratulations, or I'm sorry, to whoever won that. Yeah, it's probably a bit of both. Curbstomp says 7-hour chat dude bros. Well, yeah, we only did that once, and that was completely on accident. Toy Matrix, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Yeah. Cliff says, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm trying to keep up with the chat because I don't have a guest. I'm going solo today. Jim Smith came up to the parents for a week, currently going through boxes from the attic filled with Haya Toys. Man, that's the best. That's awesome. That's fantastic. I know that Just Jeff, his parents found a bunch of his childhood Joe shit. That's cool. That's always awesome. Triple D's Dungeon says you need a monocle so we can call you It's Dr. Chat Bender. No. Mm-mm.
I ain't got time to be distracted by your worthless chime-ins. Go on.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, so the XP, if you guys are seeing that in the chat, I can't see it on StreamYard, but it's some kind of chat leaderboard thing that YouTube's fucking around with. I don't know. It's a way to get people more engaged in streams. My buddy Jay Bartlett, he does a really cool thing with that where he takes the top 3 from each stream and then he puts them all into a giveaway after a while. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty rad. Rodimus Power, what's up? Greetings from Germany. Greetings from these United States. Thanks for being here. Tito Manis here says, a new figure subscription service sounds freaking dope. Well, here's the thing. Is it going to happen? Is it not? What Tito is referring to is the whole thing with fucking Haya Toys and their mini exquisite 4-inch modern Joes and why they can't sell them in Western markets. Because you can find all their other 4-inch stuff at Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, Entertainment Earth, on and on and on and on, but not their Joes, because their Joes are Asia distribution only. Now, Western stores, like Western outlets, can get them, but they still got to buy them from Asian distributors. That's the kick. And that's because originally Hasbro was going to relaunch their modern construction figure subscription service. But that was also to go along with that whole $150 to $200 classified price point. Saw what happened to that. They just made it a fucking Haslab, but it still hasn't funded. And I'm a little surprised by that. Yeah, because Hasbro, and because
That's that bullshit. That's that bullshit right there.
there's that bullshit. Yeah, that's that bullshit. Hit that like button, bitch. I can't. I mean, I would if I could, but I can't. HCC says Bartlett is going to put the top 3 into a Thunderdome every month. So would it be 3 men enter, 1 man leaves? Yeah. I mean, if you have Master and Blaster, I guess that works. Whatever, I don't know. It's this Canadian social engineering. Fair enough. Yeah. The Titan says, got the Haya Zartan 4-inch figure. Looks really good. Did you just get it? Because part of the problem with the fucking Haya 4-inch Joes is they'll go up for pre-order, and you'll pre-order it, and you wait, 9 months, a fucking year to get a figure? It's ridiculous. I got Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. I opened and reviewed them, even though I'm not like a toy reviewer. But, I just wanted to put my hands on them and give my opinion. I guess that's a review. Whatever. Pre-ordered Major Blood. Haven't seen him. Pre-ordered Baroness. Haven't seen her. Zorana. Haven't seen her. The Viper. The Cobra Trooper. The Crimson Guard. Haven't seen any of them. Yeah, so out of all of them that I've paid money for, I've seen 2. I don't freaking know. That's that bullshit. I don't mind waiting for stuff, but what I don't like is when you pay for something and then you never know if it's going to show up. Like, you never hear shit. Oh, Ken's Toys got his Major Blood. See, now I got to fight a bitch. Yeah. Now I got to get after it. Gonzo says, I'm still getting Haya figures randomly. No tracking, no anything. Yeah, see, that's it right there. They just randomly show up, like you said, a year later. Fucking hate that. K-Dog says, the Snowcat will fund, but the tiers aren't guaranteed. I'm sure it will fund. Yeah, I mean, when I had my handler, on, I don't know what is going on with my light. It's like I'm in the Red Sun chamber, fucking Superman 2. Yeah, I said my Price is Right guess was that it'll hit 22K. We'll see, whatever. Elite Legend, what's up, Hector? Good to see you, buddy. Says, I'd like to get my hands on you for a proper...
What the hell is even that?
I don't know. Yeah. Brad Davenport. Yeah. James McKellen, the 15th. Sure. It's in the name. I hear finally. Hiya there. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Yeah. Ooh, look at this hot take. I met LP and was disappointed. I don't like the fact that you changed your name. I'm just going to say it. Snowcat doesn't fund. Calling it. We'll see. Is it just when I get closer? What the? It's because I don't have background lights. Still working on that. Rowdy's here. Brian says, I didn't think they did. I have the Haya Aliens APC and I love it. Same. I was going to get it, but it's actually down there behind all that bullshit. Yeah. So this is Knucking Butts. If any of you saw that movie, Dickie Roberts, I don't know. I liked it. Whatever. K-Mac, what's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. Zaymont Rogue. I agree. I don't think it's going to fund either. We shall see. Mike Joseph. It'll fund. It's nearly there. All the tiers? Probably not. This I agree with. People are going to get FOMO when it comes down to the wire, and then they're just going to start jumping on it. But nobody's getting in on 3, 4, 5 of these items anymore because the resale is not there. That's a big. This light's going to fucking piss me off. That's a big part of it right there. Speaking of APCs, I barely knew her. If that had been the Haslab home run, I'm telling you, if it was that freaking Havoc, that Havoc looked awesome. I wish I could just pull the image out of my brain and just throw it up on the screen. But, again, according to Viper Island, I'm all lies. I'm full of shit. So whatever. Triple D's. Dude, I haven't heard Knucking Futz in a long time. Yeah, man, that movie's fucking good. I like Dickie Roberts. It's a good story. Carnage, good to see you. I'm only on for 2 snowcats. I'll customize one into a tiger cat. There you go. That's cool. And for everybody who wants it to fund, I'm in your corner. I'm not against stuff. I'm against the way we go about stuff. That kind of bugs. Tristan, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thanks for being here with everybody else. K-Dog. I don't think the Havoc sees the light of day because of cross country. Has he even been mentioned by? Well, they showed him. Yeah, I mean they showed the render. He had the hat on and everything. Granted, he didn't have the flag, but later versions of him didn't have that either. So whatever, it's not a real big deal. So look at this fucking bullshit. I hurt Chad's feel and changes my name. Fuck, man. Yes, thank you. Just for the laugh with the typos, I appreciate that very much. The cameos of Dickie Roberts. Yeah, absolutely. Carnage, if it doesn't hit the bivouac tier, though, I'll cancel both orders. And here's the thing. They only put the bivouac in there just so they could turn around and fucking redo it in the OG colors. So that's kind of like a shit in one hand, wish in the other, or, whatever turn of phrase you want to use. But I know people are jazzed on the bivouac, but everybody else would just get the bivouac anyway. It just wouldn't be, white or whatever it is, white snow camouflage. Yeah, the Havoc would have been massive. Would have been really big. Stinky Cat Butt says, sup, plastic sniffers? Nothing. What's up with you? What are you doing? What's going on? Yeah. Sudahuba? I want to say it's Sudahuba. Please correct me. I don't know. It's not suede. Chad, it's good to see you, you beautiful son of a bitch. Well, it's good to be seen. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's good to see a lot of you people. Menjoza, Chadacon Prime. I will take that. Yeah. Stinky Cat Butt. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It only took 13 years. And that, my friends, is that bullshit. That story is so fucked up that people wouldn't even believe it. Wouldn't even believe it if I shared it. But it took me 13 years, and the only reason I got my Purple Heart finally was because I no longer had a chain of command that I had to beg for signatures. on an award that you're entitled to. It's not recommended. You don't get recommended for a Purple Heart. You're entitled to it as long as you meet 3 criteria, which I met those in fucking spades. But yeah, none of my chains of command, 6 of them, 6 different chains of command refused to sign the 4187, which is a Department of the Army form. They all refused to sign the 4187, so I could submit my Purple Heart to HQDA myself. And once I retired, I submitted it myself. And yeah, HQDA was like, cool, congratulations. But 13 years fighting my chains of command to try to get that award. No one will ever take care of you like you will take care of yourself. And that goes for all aspects of life. Black Star Ninja, what's up? Hey, Chad, I know you were a fellow Mothership supporter. Do you think now they've released a decent amount of O-ring figures it would be successful? I did back the Mothership. You know, I mean, I've given my reasons a million times. It was new. At least at the time, it was like something fucking different. It wasn't, oh, look, it's a Rattler. No, I don't. To the second part, I don't. There were a lot of different failings. One, they didn't have any figures out yet. That's true. So, you know, they jumped straight into a crowdfund. As ballsy, we all saw how that played out. I think some of the biggest things were the price point. Like, it was expensive. That, like, whole fixed shipping, like, they were going to make profit on that shipping. Maybe not with everyone that they shipped out, but, you know, they're in San Francisco. You got somebody in, like, San Jose or whatever, and they're paying the same shipping that I'm paying in Albuquerque, or that someone in, like, Virginia's paying. That kind of seemed a little shady. Just my opinion, but I don't know. I can't say if I would back it if they relaunched it. But that's between me and Brian Flynn. So I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. It was a quick name change. Give me a break. Nah, it was fun. I liked it. Thank you very much. I appreciated it. Was Dickie Roberts as good or better than Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox? I did not like Walk Hard. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was like, I'm gonna hurt some feelings. I can't stand Super Troopers. I can't stand Super Bad, and I can't stand Walk Hard. It's kind of along the lines of like semi-pro. Like it's just shit. I don't know. I think Dickie Roberts is the first of all. I like David Spade a lot, and yeah, Walk Hard just sucked. My opinion. I don't know. What's up? HCC says, I'm awake. The goat got me. Good. I'm here for you. Tristan, I think the Snowcat looks great. I just don't need it. Yeah, right. Individual results may vary, kind of a thing. Jerk's in the house. What's up, Jerky? Good to see you. Let me give you one of these. That's how you make me feel. Yeah. I still don't have that fucking Toy Tuber Ninja Con intro. I'm still waiting on that. Stormfire Blizzard says, greetings and salutations. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. 610s here says, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? What's up with you? I hope you're well. I am currently stuck in the Red Sun chamber from Superman 2 because my light's freaking out. It's probably just the camera. I don't know. I don't know what's up. Fit that name on your shirt. Oh, I don't like dead air. You mean this name? I heard Chad's feel and changes my name. Yeah, I probably could. Black Star Ninja said, I'd rather back a Mothership with O-ring figures than the Snowcat. yeah. Well, I backed the Mothership. I backed 2 of them. And I would not back that Snowcat at all. But, you know, that's just me. Bear 11 Charlie, my favorite mortar man from the same Fort Benning mother, says, an Arctic bivouac is fucking stupid. I'm paraphrasing. It is. But, you know, everybody knows why. It's just, you know, to crowdfund the molds so they don't have to pay for molds so they can start putting out Battlefield accessories. That's all it is. Stillwind 87 sends a $4 super chat. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. Why can't we have a World of Action G.I. Joe line in 4-inch? No budget, not enough profit. Well, I think the whole thing about profit is, you know, profits are returns. Returns are based on what you put out there every time. In the past, oh man, almost 10 years since like 2017, 2018, when Hasbro puts out anything in 1/18 scale, if it's O-rings or, you know, modern construction, like they just freaking half-ass it. Ever since they killed JoeCon, ever since the figure subscription service, you know, died its death of reuse and, you know, lack of give a fuck. Every time they put anything out, they put out, you know, like lame characters, just the usual Snake Eyes, Cobra Commander, and they only put out so many. When they relaunched their O-rings, they were super expensive. They were in 2-packs. And then when they did that Walmart line, the 4-inch line, they called it Retro. They made it a Walmart exclusive for 1. At first, they were 50th anniversary repacks, and they weren't doing smart shit like re-release the modern Dial Tone or Footloose or CoverGirl, the ones that are like $200, $400, $500. Re-release those. You know, I mean, that would get people jazzed, but the figures were like $15, $18. The vehicles were like $25. That was the way to go. Hasbro just doesn't want to spend money. They don't want to make toys. They want to make toys for Marvel and Star Wars because $500 million per IP, and they'll make whatever they can to try to make the licensing money back. And they, you know, just want to keep treating G.I. Joe like the redheaded stepchild. I hate to say it, but that's the reality of it. Like, if anyone thinks they can prove me wrong, by all means, please come prove me wrong. But thank you very much, Stillwind, for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Cobra Emperor 6 G.I. Joe Delta 17. Sorry I'm late. That's okay. Nothing wrong with being late. Just trying to keep up. Dragon Reborn, what is up, man? Good to see you. Miss you. I miss seeing you. Curb Stomp, our birthday boy, says, I wanted a classified Rattler, but didn't have classified Rattler money. It's part of it. I was just going to turn it into a Warthog for Action Force. Yeah, that's a lot of money to spend if you know you're just going to customize it. Saymot Rogue, the only Haslab I'd even think about backing is a Thunder Machine. And then that's the next part. So if they weren't going to Haslab the Snowcat and then Haslab the Snowcat when they're on record saying it's not a Haslab project, do you guys all think that they're just going to say fuck it and just Haslab the Thunder Machine? Were they going to say fuck it and Haslab the Thunder Machine, and now they see that the Snowcat is like dragging ass? Who knows? And only then if they don't fuck up Thrasher. Would Thrasher look like Dave Kunitz still? Because Leatherneck doesn't look like Ron Rudat. Law doesn't look like Kirk Bazigian. I mean, I'm sure there's like likeness reasons, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious to know what you guys have to say. That's that bullshit. It is that bullshit. Yeah. Talib says, what's up, fellow fucks? Hopefully everybody gets that. Stopping in to say hi, back to work, going to catch the replay. I am going to show a blocky here in a minute. So if you see it on the replay, you will see a blocky. Nicotronis, did you hear that? You're going to see a blocky here in a minute. I can't call them blokies. It's got to be blocky, right? Because aesthetically, they are very blocky. It's not blokies. Soldado. I'm sorry. It happens. I never got one Purple Heart because they gave one days before to another soldier, and that I was a young soldier at the time. It does happen. Yeah. Yep. Half of my infantry brigade combat team went to Iraq in 2008, and they were handing out CIBs and cabs and Bronze Stars and Purple Hearts like all that shit was candy. So after that, they got very apprehensive when it came to certain higher awards, anything above an ARCOM, which is an Army Commendation. They were very, very leery about those. And so that's partially where my uphill battle came from. But my battalion commander at the time in 2012, when the incident occurred, that specific incident, he said, well, if I'm not getting one, he's not getting one. And he fucking shredded it, which is illegal. Yeah, but he still shredded it. Whatever. Anyway, not the point. I'm just going to skip past all that drama. Cobra Emperor says you have to wait for the tariffs to end for it to be successful. For what? The Snowcat? Nothing to do with tariffs. Now, I will say, if that's what you're talking about, they were holding on to their sphincters when that Rattler was about to show up and all that tariff stuff was going on, because they would have been on the hook for that. Yeah. Triple D says 3 3/4 inch large scale mothership. That's a freaking Haslab, people. That's a dream project. Yeah. I mean, that's why it was a crowdfund, but it was very expensive too for a crowdfund when they didn't have any of their O-ring figures out yet. It was very much like, hey, we're going to do O-ring figures, but in the meantime, back this fucking thing. So I don't know. I think a lot of it was timing, but yeah, price, like Carnage says, price was still very high. It was. Raymond Sheffield, what's up, my dude? Says Haslab are supposed to be dream projects. That's not a Snowcat. By the way, your efforts on your Joe room's looking rad. Thanks. I'm gonna go mobile here in a second. Show you guys what's going on. I think we're all in agreement that the whole dream project thing is gone, right? They just shit canned that. Now it's just crowdfund. That's the side of the fence that I'm on. And yet, look, it's not because I don't like the scale. It's just overall because that Sky Striker should not have been a Haslab either. Absolutely not. And that was what, the second Joe Haslab, right? It was the Hiss and then the Sky Striker. Like, why would you fucking crowdfund that? That was dumb. Like, fucking stupid. HGC, I love my new toddler-sized Rattler. It doesn't sass me and goes brr in my brain. Did you get one? You got a classified Haslab Rattler? I don't even know what the fuck to call it. You got that thing? I know one guy that got one, and his stickers were all fucked up. Like, they were all bubbling, and they all just fell off, and they were like, oh, well, that sucks. Yeah. The Foretold Cobra Island is a dream project. That's still coming. Yeah, that's still happening. We're going to have some pretty big updates on Cobra Island and the March pretty soon. But, yeah. There's some more stuff I was going to tease. Several people got video of Guy Cassidy at DFW, one of which while he was talking with me and Duarte. So, yeah, we got some good footage. Raiden says the G.I. Joe line I want to see San Diego Comic-Con updates is from Mezco. Commando, Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, Firefly are A+ figures in my collection. I'd love to see a Cobra Commander. That line is underrated. Agreed. I have that Destro, thanks to Yojo Jerk. Pretty freaking rad. George Akins here all the way from the UK. What's up, George? Good to see you. My good friend M. Vargo's here. What's up, M. Vargo? Nice to see you. Pericles Dragon Balls. Blazing Saddles or Airplane? Blazing Saddles all day, every day. I would put Blazing Saddles against most comedies. Yeah. It's just timeless, you know. Plus the fact that it pisses a lot of people off. It's great. You gotta love it. It's good. Stinky Cat Butt. This Haslab is an inflated price. It needs to fail like the Rancor. It is, but it isn't. It's still in that $150 to $200 price point like they said it was going to be. They just threw in a bunch of figures, made it a lot more expensive, and said, oh, we got to crowdfund it. So yes and no. Regardless, it was going to be a $200 vehicle. $150 without lights, right? So they slapped the lights in it, threw all the figures and the fucking bivouac in there, and then they're like, look it. So is it about the tiers or is it about the base offering? I don't know. And that's the slippery slope of Haslab, right? Same out Rogue. You know what, Chad? No, what? I missed the 3-minute thirsty. Yeah, see, here's the thing. Any kind of produced content has just been, it's been a fucking nightmare. I'll be honest about that. And that's the 3-minute thirsties, the weekly members videos that I would do for channel members only. But even just any kind of a, 8-10 minute, edited, what is commonly referred to as long form content, even though live streams are much longer. With trying to get this Joe Room done after the move, we're still unpacking other stuff. In fact, I'll show that here in a couple of minutes. It's a bitch. So yeah, my produced content has kind of taken a back seat, and that sucks. I'm sorry. So I will get back to it. But I gotta say, we've all got personal lives, and I don't have a problem sharing mine at all. When I don't see the ma'am all day and she gets up at 3 in the morning and she doesn't come home till 6 in the evening, and I'm not just going to be like, well, I'm going out to the Joe Room for 3 hours of filming and editing. I mean, that's pretty shitty. So if I got to put stuff on pause, then I put stuff on pause. But streams, member streams, I'm still 100% committed to both of those. I still love doing long form content. I love editing. To me, it's peaceful. And there's still a lot of videos. I have a laundry list, and I still have a lot of inspirational quotes. They keep coming. So yeah, we'll get there. Grandma's Boy. Never seen it. McLovin. Nope. Nope. Triple D's. I only have a few O-rings left from my childhood, most of the classified line. I still say classified is a niche project. And Haslab should be reserved for a 1/18 scale. Come at me. I am not going to come at you at all. I don't know. Should I share my opinion on that? I think that classified was a case study in trying to turn another IP into Marvel Legends money, and I don't think it translates. I think people are just going to buy G.I. Joe. That people are talking about Mezco. There's a lot of other Joe stuff out there. A lot of people like the Super 7 stuff. I just got these Blue Major figures. I mean, I'm not the biggest O-ring guy, but I like the way that it looked. So I got a couple of them, whatever. I think Joe fans are just going to Joe. That's it. I mean, how many people backed that fucking Haslab Sky Striker? I backed it. I already had 8 or 9 other Sky Strikers. Why did I back it? I don't know, because it was there. It wasn't FOMO. I was just like, yeah, whatever, I'll buy it. Yeah, but I don't know. Classified could put out anything, and people are just going to want it because it's Joe. I don't think it has so much to do with the scale as much as it does. It's just G.I. Joe. These characters aren't new. They're not new figures. They're not new designs. I mean, they're just robbing the corpse of a real American hero. I know nostalgia is the thing these days, and I don't fault them for that. It's just people will buy it. Joe fans. Where G.I. Joe, it's very niche in general. G.I. Joe is not very big. But yeah, people are just gonna Joe. Blazing Saddles all day, every day. Yeah. Blades of Glory. I liked Blades of Glory. That was a good movie. David Spade, Father of the Year. I don't think I saw that. Is that a movie? I don't know. Cropstar just says lol.
Just checking in. Have you drank water today? Did you eat? Did you take your meds?
Yeah, lols. You know, the only thing about that is when I do that, the freaking chat jumps. Yeah. I hope you get the Cold Slither classified set. I know you are not a classified fan, but it's Dreadnoks. No. I have no interest for a couple reasons. One, it's Cold Slither. Two, it's a scale that, yes, I have 112 stuff. It's all in my game room, but I don't want to stand in that line. I don't want to fucking do it for something that I am not invested in. Now, are there caveats to that? Like, if Ryan gets in the line, am I going to hang out with Ryan and hold his fucking hand? Because, you know, Ryan needs me around to hold his hand. Just kidding. Like, will I bro down and maybe get one or two? I don't know. Maybe. But I would just give them to people that, you know, are asking me like, hey, can you get me this? Can you get me this? Can you get me that? Because I do have a list, but it's all, pardon me. That's all just matter of convenience, because my going to San Diego Comic-Con is not hinging upon spending 4 days buying shit for everyone and their mother. It's just not, you know what I mean? And it shouldn't be, you know what I mean? What the hell did I just see? I don't know. I'm behind on the chat. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get there. If I ever buy a Haslab, I'm immediately customizing it for Action Force. Again, that's a that's a large investment just to put Action Force stickers on it. Hot Rod, Chad's been drinking green tea all day. Gonna bring out the demons in him. What? No. What about the movie Tex Montana Survives? I haven't seen that either. Are you going to live stream from or updates from San Diego Comic-Con? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Ryan and I, we're bringing equipment, bringing the mics, bringing all the stuff, the tripod, the lights. We're gonna get down to business. Plus, I did secure my Robert Kirkman interview, and it's after both of his panels. So we'll see. We'll see if that animated series is going to be a reality or if it was just complete rumor. I don't know. We'll see what's up. I'd rather back the Mask first wave from loyal subjects than the crap cat. There you go. I will do neither. Now, if that Mask shit was 1/18 scale, I would fight some bitches to the front of that line, but it's not, so whatever. Rachel Salinas, for me, the Snowcat isn't an A tier or dream project vehicle. Would have preferred a Mauler or a Conquest X30. Well, the Mauler was on the list. I know people like to say, oh, it's because of Ace and Ramen Toys. I don't know. I think it was just because they didn't want to do that price point. Just an opinion. I have a question for everyone. Is your favorite G? What? What? Oh, okay. So you fucked that up. Okay. Well, now I'm going to see what's up. 13 O lines. Clearly someone is making, I don't know what that means. Yeah. No, George, the Snowcat has not funded yet. We'll see how that plays out. Oh, who is your favorite G.I. Joe figure? Is your favorite Joe figure the same as your favorite character? I like the way you did that. Oh, 13 O-ring lines, so someone is making money. Well, yeah, I mean, 118 scale is not, it's not dead, it's not gone. There's way more 118 stuff now than ever before. It's just how you want to spin it. Yeah. I think people, they want to control a narrative that because Hasbro wants to focus on 112 scale, because same size molds, right? A little bit bigger, charge more, make less, whatever, you know, you see, it is what it is. They could make, my argument has always been, they could make O-ring, they could make modern construction 4-inch, and they could make 6-inch, just like they do for Star Wars. They could do that for Joe, and it would all make money. The only reason they do it for Star Wars is because they got to try to recoup that 500, right? $500 million just to license that IP. So they'll make anything just to try to make that money back. But for Joe, they own it. It's 100% profit. They don't give a fuck. Again, if you don't agree with me, that's fine, but prove me wrong. Right? Tristan says the only Arctic Joe I had was Sub-Zero. He was a beast, a mortarman and a machine gunner in one. Yeah, I already have my my Arctic Joes set up. And the reason I set up my Arctic Joes, one, because I found them all boxed together. And two, I bought that Empire Strikes Back playset, the Hoth one, the Hoth Imperial, whatever they called it, that was totally supposed to be a Rebel base. And I was going to set up my Snow Joes around it. Now I got to find where I put that. So, yeah. Brad Davenport. I think I'm going to start a Bring Back the 4-inch campaign, something like the Snyder Cut. Well, let me know. Yeah. Headcanon. I wonder how a Battle Force 2000 Haslab would do. Just release one vehicle a year for the next 6 years with the ability to create the fortress at the end. Would never happen. It wouldn't. No. But then again, the fickle nature of like the flybys who are now into Joe, you know, now Cold Slither is like so fucking cool, bro. Cold fucking Slither, bro. In the 80s, it was fucking stupid. In the 90s, it was fucking stupid. In the aughts, it was fucking stupid. But now it's just like this big thing, you know, like the same people that made Justin Bieber famous. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure if the, you know, all the mouthpiece YouTube channels and all the fucking bros started broing down for Battle Force 2000, I'm sure it would be very popular. Whatever. Triple D, they don't want to make toys, meaning Hasbro. They want to make profit. True. Unfortunately, toys is the way they have to do it. And that's why they're leaning on stuff like Monopoly Go and mobile games and more gaming related stuff. But I mean, you got Chris Cox from Microsoft driving the bus. But yeah, none of their executives or their stockholders or shareholders, whatever you want to call them, they're not like how it used to be with like Steven Hassenfeld and, you know, when you had all those guys there, you know, Prupis and Delevia and Bazigian, and they're just not, they're not toy people. They're not. And I understand like corporations are going to corporate, but they wouldn't know what the word toyetic meant if you beat them over the fucking head with it. and it shows. So also made them dull and not semi-gloss. Talking about figures. Bill says, I don't understand why Hasbro can't have 3 3/4 and classified at the same time. No, I completely agree with you, and I talked about that at length. Triple D says that's why guys like Delta 17, Operation Recall, so on and so forth are making toys from the heart. Exactly. Yeah. Raymond Sheffield, Chad, did you see the Cobra cargo plane on display at one of the cons? Sorry, don't know the name of it. Oh, the air carrier? The air serpent or whatever? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure have. Lunchbox Killer. What's up? Happy Sunday to you, too. Good to see you. Carnage. Hasbro actively hates their own IPs and just wants Star Wars and Marvel for the bragging rights. I don't disagree with that. The weight around their neck, though, is the fact that, like, Lucasfilm pretty much suicided Star Wars. And the MCU has been diminishing returns for how many years, right? Now they got flop after flop after flop. We'll see what Fantastic Four does. And Hasbro pays all that money, so they have to turn around and be told that you got to make Rose Tico and that female, not even silver, but female primer surfer. I don't know. We'll see. I know she was in the comics, but not the fucking point, right? When the Fox movies did justice to Norrin Rad. They at least made him look good for the time. Like, they put a lot of effort into those effects, but whatever. We'll see how it goes. 49er Brian says, yup, they're going to Haslab a Thunder Machine. Thrasher will look like Lenny, calling it now. I fucking hope so. Oh, I hope he does. Fucking hope he does. Please, Lord, baby Jesus, in your golden fleece diaper. Right? Yeah. Anybody get that reference? Stinky cat butt. The Thunder Machine would have been a home run, but someone's cheese fell off their cracker. Thunder Machine's not a Haslab either. Now, is it a Hasbro wants it crowdfunded because they don't want to, shell out the ducats for the mold? Probably. Yeah. Cropstar. Why give us the mass device elements and not Haslab the mass device? Yeah. Exactly. Lord of Brooklyn. Greetings from Hasbro headquarters. Greetings. Are you from Hasbro headquarters? Because I think that's that bullshit. But if you are,
I'm kind of a big deal. People know me.
Yeah. Anyway, that was just for the ha-has. While I was clicking on the media assets to go back and forth to the chat, I almost clicked end stream. Fun fact. I'm feeling good today. I'm not having any of my weird moments where I forget what I'm trying to talk about. I hurt Chad's zombie finger and liked it. Says, here you go, Chad. Thank you. I appreciate it. My finger's all healed now, by the way. It's just the nail's kind of weird. I don't know. Whatever. It's blow keys only in Australia. I see what you did there. Yeah. Action Force should make a twin engine A10 Warthog with twin Gatling guns. You 2 GAU-8 Avengers, huh? And the famous Flying Fortress glass bubble. I freaking love that. You mean the B-17 Flying Fortress? Like the no shit, like World War II B-17? Yeah. Brian says tomato. Oh, are we still in a fucking Blockies thing? Media Clash. I got my mainline Devastator, just missing a leg and an arm that comes out later this year. You're not talking about Blockies, right? You're talking about like, okay, yeah. I don't know. I think I know what you're talking about. Will says Lenny said he was surprised when the focus group's approval leaned toward the snowcat. Did it? That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say is, did it? Because I disagree. 100%. Whatever. It is what it is. Again, like, I hate when people talk shit, because then I got to turn around and talk shit, and then we all get stained and so on and so forth. I talked about it in the video, but I do try to take cues from certain people's messages if I can see the underlying message. And the vast majority of the negative messages to and toward me are, I don't collect the scale, I shouldn't talk about it. To a degree, I kind of agree with that. Yeah, I did say that the slides said 2026, and I just assumed that meant they weren't going to run the project until 26. That's on me. 100% on me. Is it still a 26 project? Yeah, but I guess it depends on how you look at it, right? Like, what's your optics? Because it won't be redeemed or fulfilled until 2026. They won't get their profits till 2026. So yeah, it's a 26 campaign. The Rattler's a 25 campaign. But I just kind of thought it meant they weren't going to do it until 26. So, you know, a lot of people took jabs at me. That's fine. I don't care. I really don't. But yeah, I'm calling bullshit on this 100%, because the whale was removed. It was just unceremoniously, like, fucking kicked to the curb for the snowcat, which was not supposed to be a Haslab. Like, that's the fuckery right there. So for people to get all jazzed, no, that didn't happen. I'll tell you that right now. I'll fucking die on that hill. House Hendo, when I was in Afghan, they were clutching pearls over NAMs if you were below E7 with no homies in the higher ups. Really? That's fucked up. So Justin Booth says, what's up, my fellow Chad holes? Nothing, buddy. Good to see you. Greg Harris. The 1983 G.I. Joe Headquarters Command Center playset, that's actually what it's called, thank you, would be a cool Haslab. I agree. That would be worthy. Absolutely. Especially like now you're getting vehicles and towables and all that stuff. Like, you could put the Vamp in one bay, you could put the MMS in another bay. Yeah, sky's the limit. You could get that third party, not Skyhawk, and put it on the helipad or your fucking Dragonfly or whatever. Yeah, you could totally fill that thing up. Absolutely. Sky Striker was first. My bad. Thank you very much. Yeah, I appreciate it. George Aiken, Haslabs, apart from the sail barge, don't hold their value, only the figures. I do not disagree with that. Then again, I am not a Haslab expert. Rage or oh, fuck. Ragnar, oh, bro, sorry. There is no dream project like for Transformers. What do you do after Unicron? Now let's make Japanese exclusive Transformers. Yeah. Victory Saber and such. Mm-hmm. Brad Davenport. Jabba's sail barge and the Snowcat in the same tier? I think not. Well, you guys know what that is, right? Zaymont Rogue says, it's still all about dream projects, Chad, but it's Lenny's wet dream projects. Yeah, I don't know. I guess, yeah. Look, I know it's funny, haha, you know, blame everything on Lenny and Emily and that other dude, whatever the fuck his name is. What's his name? John, Jeff, Mark, Mike, the little dude who always looks confused. It's totally the executives. Like, how many teams that have worked on Joe? We can go all the way back to 64, but if we just look at 82, we'll say from Operation Blastoff, which is the return of G.I. Joe with Real American Hero, for those of you who don't know, not saying you don't. Everything from 82 to now has had so many things pitched and ditched and pitched and ditched. I mean, Dan Klingensmith did 2 whole volumes of creating G.I. Joe on just shit that was never produced, right? Bean counters are always going to bean count. So, yeah, like I get the funny haha, and trust me, I laugh at it, but you know, their bosses were like, nah, fuck that. Just make that other thing that you were going to make anyway. Guaranteed. Telling you. 610 says, I'm going to have to go with Blokies. Since there's no C before K as in block. But there's no W and there's no hyphen. So I'm going with Blockies because aesthetically, whatever. I'm sure we can fight about it one day in the schoolyard. Brian Stevenson, someone asked why didn't Hasbro do the Sky Striker in Rattler scale? It would be very large. Yeah. People would back it. They would. But then I guess you got to ask yourself, like, is it just because the Sky Striker is an F-14 and the F-14 is a Sky Striker because the airframe is like so freaking outdated, but everything's nostalgia based anyway? I don't fucking know. Chad needs to elaborate on these blockies I hear about. Yeah, I'll show it in a minute. So, how's Hendo? I was hanging out with Duarte yesterday. I'm super stoked for the Lord scale this coming year at Cobra Island. Dude, did he show you some shit? Let us know in the chat if he showed you some. I gotta skip ahead. You guys are just fucking killing me. Bill Utley, specialist captures Taliban general. You get an ARCOM. Major steps foot outside of the FOB or forward operating base. Bronze Star with a Valor. V for Valor device. Yeah. We had a major in a convoy with us. So it was 2 gun trucks, command vehicle, the major's vehicle, 2 gun trucks, convoying into a FOB Sharona in Afghanistan. And a mortar goes off like not close, but not far, you know, like within 500 meters. That major got a cab. He got a combat action badge for that. And to us, it was just like, you know, another day on the farm. You know, here we are earning that retirement point. But nope, he got a cab. That's that bullshit. That's what fucking pogues do, kids. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Greg Harris loves Blazing Saddles. Fuck yeah, you do. Medieval Alchemist. Hola, I am late. That's okay. Need to do replay squad, but just wanted to say yo, Joe. Well, yo, Joe to you. Thanks for being here. And I guess you'll catch this shout out on the replay. Replay squad's always appreciated. Pericles, you should have seen some people react to, have you ever seen a grown man naked? What, from Airplane? Yeah. Roger. Over, under. Yeah. Haslab Rancor tiers were absolute garbage. You mean you didn't like the cardboard backdrop and bones? And a reused Jedi Luke? Come on. Yeah. We've all beat that up to death. So, Raymond, Chad, did you see the... Oh, I already answered that. Yes, I did. Did you go in on any of the World War Hell figures? I did. I backed it for 4. And the only reason I backed it for 4 is because I don't give a shit about undead or demons or any of that bullshit in my G.I. Joe. So I backed it for 4 because there were like 2 figures that weren't all, you know, fucking Hellhound or whatever. And I figured I'd just get duplicates of those 2. But, you know, plus I've known Chris for a minute. He's done some real cool shit like that Dread Trooper that he did a couple of years ago. HGC, I've had a few peeps that got a Haslab Unicron tell me that it legit takes 10 to 15 minutes to go from planet to Orson Welles mode. Is that what we're calling it? Orson Welles mode? I don't know. I'll believe you. Joe, ARAH. How about the newest Target exclusive, Joe? Man, it's bad again. They really need to stop these exclusive. Nobody gets them. Nobody gets them right. I was talking with Suka today about it, and Suka's he's near me. I don't want to out Suka if he doesn't want people to know. Whatever. That's just a respect thing. I don't know how it is in New Mexico, but in his state, if we're talking about the mass, I guess we can't call it mass device, but mass breaker, he said they're fucking everywhere. I know people who can't find them at all. The reality is, like, we're all in this hobby, right? I'm not preaching to the choir or soapboxing. One, toy distribution has been fucked up for years and years on end, and they don't see any reason to fix it because all they care about is selling out and telling their bosses they sold out so they don't lose their jobs. Two, we're relying on two big box retailers to be the primary movers of adult collectibles. I don't really even want to call most of that shit toys because to me, they're just not toys anymore. Walmart and Target do not give a shit about your dollies. They care about duvets and pots and pans and groceries and vacuum cleaners and shit like that. Tires, right? They don't care about toys. The fuck do they care? They're not toy stores. They're big box retailers. So it sucks. Yeah, it does. But that distro has always been fucked up. You guys remember with Cobra Island, right? With those classified figures, I found a Major Blood and a blue-eyed fucking beachhead in the wild, and I didn't think anything of it because, whatever. I was just like, yeah, I like Major Blood, and yeah, beachhead, cool, right? Because I do have some. And people were flipping out that I found both of those just randomly in the wild, and that blue-eyed beachhead is still sealed in my game room. But they fucked that Cobra Island. They fucked that up. And, they just keep doing it. They don't give a shit. But it was the same with the Walmart exclusive retro 4-inch modern. You go to one Walmart and they've got 40 hisses, and then you go to another Walmart and they've got 2 Awe Strikers. It's just whatever. So, yeah. What the fuck does a bivouac have to do with Arctic forces? Reuse the mold? Yeah.
What the fuck did I just hear?
Nah, I don't agree with that. I'm glad that you like it, but I don't agree with that at all. Chris from Cutthroat Comics is here and just says, Chad. That's me. I'm here with no hat on today. Mug 3 and weapon. Fuck. Never mind. Grandma's Boy should be in your neighborhood of comedy. Maybe I'll give it a shot. I might just give it a shot. Soldado says 118 is coming back slowly but surely. It's a circle. Joe's will be Joe's. Yeah. Agreed. Brad Davenport, I'm just checking to see if there is a way to cheat the purple crown. Oh, the freaking... I can't see it anyway. I don't have the chat up. That's all you guys. Whatever. Will R. Chad, interested in what Skybound may announce about new Joe animated series at San Diego Comic-Con? 2 words. Fuck yeah. I am chomping at the bit for that, because if that rumor turns out to be true, one, Kirkman is very good at creative control of things. I also heard a small rumor, and I I don't really know about that one, but that he might get some kind of executive producer credits with the new Michael Bay stuff that's coming. Read into that what you want. I don't, maybe they'll say something about it there. But I am going to the 2 Skybound panels. Well, the 2 that are related to Energon and Transformer Joe, those 2 panels. That's what I'm most looking forward to about San Diego Comic-Con. You know, aside from the people and whatnot. And yeah, then I get my interview with Robert Kirkman after that. So whatever they talk about is going to determine how I approach the interview. But yeah, Ryan's going to film it. So, I mean, we're going to do it like super pro. It'll be cool. It'll be pretty rad. I think if you start dropping super chats, the crown holder changes. Yeah, absolutely. It does. I don't want to see that fucking weirdness. But yeah, I found that out today because Jay Bartlett was streaming and I went in and I dropped a super chat and I apparently knocked this dude from 2 to 4 and just one message. Whatever. It is what it is. Tristan says G.I. Joe is even more niche here in Australia. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. 100% agreed. Brian says O-Ring is very simple, but genius too. It's serviceable. Yeah, I mean, they're, you know, whatever. You know, just, I mean, yeah, this is a Blue Major. It's not a Hasbro. So whatever. Fucking knockoff. Look at your knockoff. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm not the biggest O-Ring fan. I'm not. 95% of my figures are modern construction. But, you know, I like the scale. So Brad says, unless you have endless space, I'm not sure you would world build 1/12 or larger scales. Look, to guys like Laser Pants, Yojo Jerk, 78 Points of Articulation, like those people who create and purchase and display all these like cityscapes and, you know, alleyways and shit in that scale. It's impressive. It is. But at the end of the day, isn't space everyone's enemy? Yeah. I mean, with things like 1/12 or 1/6 scale or anything in between, you know, 1/10, you're going to run out of room faster. But I mean, I'm sure there's Hot Wheels and Matchbox collectors who are like, fuck, I don't have enough room for all my weird little cars. It is what it is, right? Yeah. I'm going to scoot on ahead for a little bit just so I can get up. I'm going to go mobile. I'm a phone here in a second. Cutthroat Comics says, hi, Chad, from the great East Coast of Florida. I miss Florida. I do. And yeah, I used to live in the southeast of Florida. B-Rad says, what up, gang? Late to the show, so I'll have to catch the replay, but hope everyone is well. It's good to see you, B-Rad. Thanks for being here. Brian Stevenson, you should get it to go undercover to clown on Hasbro. Get what? Cold Slither? How are Cold Slither supposed to sing with no mics and the drummer just going to stand? No pick hands. Oh, like guitar pick hand? I don't know. Just Jeff says Ghostbusters. What about Ghostbusters? Would you put Ghostbusters against Blazing Saddles? Or you mean like the glow in the dark Ghostbusters from? Yeah. Cable Guy. Yeah, Cable Guy is good. Where he puts like the potato skin on his face. Silence of the Lambs. Yep. Oh, Zakanan's here. He just rumbled in. How about the TV show Adventures of Briscoe County Jr.? Yeah. Yep. Good one-liners, but, you know, then again. Jeff says, fuck that mask shit. Damn.
It's science, people! Science!
Okay. Yeah, I have no interest in it. Brian says, Todd McFarlane, Uncle Toddy Mac is doing a Walmart Collector Con show from San Diego Comic Con on YouTube. Man, that's a lot of words. I don't know. Maybe I'll go hit up Toddy Mac. I got Todd McFarlane and the real Al Simmons, the real dude that Al Simmons is based on, and Al Simmons' wife, hot air balloon rides in the 90s. I'm sure he wouldn't remember it, but I did. Yeah. That's a weird ass story. Triple D said they could do mask 118 Haslab starting with the Condor for $100 and build from there. I think everyone in this chat would back it. But then again, wouldn't we all just turn around and bitch that they did a Haslab for $100? Maybe. You know what I would say? Do Rhino, because Rhino is like, it's like the poster child mask vehicle. It's on the fucking logo. I would do Rhino and an accurate Boulder Hill as one Haslab. I would make sure that Rhino fits through the fucking doors. Because, you know, if you are a mask fan, you know that Rhino won't fit through the doors of the existing one. So they couldn't just scan it, Lenny. You couldn't just, well, Lenny doesn't run mask, right? You couldn't just scan it. And then please do like the little command center meeting room with the little turnstile with the masks, right? Or helmets. It's weird. It's called masks, but they're helmets. Whatever. Anyway. Yeah, that's what I would do. Lord of Brooklyn says, Zakanin is so pale, he operates in stealth mode when shopping. Yeah. I wonder what a 118 Joe line would look like if McFarlane did it. Has McFarlane... Oh, man. I was going to ask, has McFarlane ever done 118 scale? But I wouldn't know. Yeah, I don't know. My favorite Joe is Flint. Favorite figure is Airtight. My favorite Joe is Lowlight. My favorite figure is Lowlight. Yeah, there you go. I'm just cruising through the chat a little. Jeffy says, I hope they'll release more Arctic Joes, but that's probably depending on the success of the Snowcat. Yep. There's not that many. There's really not. You know what I mean? Kind of not. Just scrolling through. 2025 Child Slither, backwoods, Cold Slither is still stupid. Yeah, I mean, again, right, individual results may vary. But Raymond says Valaverse 3 3/4 inch O-ring figures look absolutely rad, especially the Steel Brigade. I gotta say that Matt and Bobby fucking killed it with those figures. Bobby Vance. And when Bobby Vallow was on with me last week and said he wants to keep those figures at $15, I could just hear collectively people like, yes. So I don't know. I told him it's going to go over like gangbusters. He was unsure. Trust the Chad. Yeah. Draven Locke, Hasbro is scared of paying homage to the military because guns and death. Well, it's been an ongoing thing at Hasbro. It's just something in the culture of their executives that they're like embarrassed of their war brand, even though G.I. Joe, that's why they always had the tagline, daring, highly trained special mission force. It's not just about war. I think a lot of them miss the whole point of G.I. Joe. But again, they're not toy people. So, yeah. But they will shit can G.I. Joe in a fucking heartbeat. They don't care how well it's doing. Trust me. So, alert. A security fund for Chad at SDCC is being collected. Why? I understand. Earl Potts, channel member for 8 months. What's up, Earl? Q Ball and I were just talking about you on the members pregame. Earl uses his Chad chat and says, my ears were ringing earlier. Yeah. Exactly. Cases look amazing. Thank you. It's mostly reflection, but yeah, I'm going to get up here in a second, but I can't really navigate the chat, but I still got to get up. Suka says, smash that chat hole, you like button. What the fuck? What? Huh? What? The fuck is that?
Ay, mira, 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 mira.
Yeah, what Suka said. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Mikey's here and says, evening all. Y'all having a heart-to-heart in here? Yes, we are. And now that you're here, yes, let's do it. See you soon. Earl, yeah, man. I'll be seeing you soon for sure. Rogue Killer, did you see the article about Vegas implementing a game? Wait, you're going to be able to place bets on Uno games in Las Vegas? Dude, I was going to play a clip, but I just played a clip, so I'll just say that's that bullshit. But yeah, I'll fucking reverse Uno a bitch and make some money. I don't care. I'll do it. That's fine. Yep. Yeah, cruising along, talking about Star Wars. I am that behind on the chat. Dreadnought K6. Chad, do you know you can swap Australia for New Zealand and vice versa and no one would really notice? No, but now that you mention it, that's interesting. Yeah. All right. Rage near her. I'm sorry. I'm going to fuck your name up. I'm sorry. If the focus groups chose poor design for the thing, well, a lot of the people in these focus groups, they handpick the focus groups. That's the thing. So when you listen to these people go, oh, I think it needs to look just like it did in 85. I think that character needs to look just like he did in 83. That's why. Because they handpick these people. I mean, obviously they vet them. Slade on Slade, what's up? Good to see you. It was awesome hanging out with both of you Slades at DFW. Had some really awesome conversations. Brian Stevenson, if our kids do not like this stuff, will it become worthless when we are gone? My kid doesn't want my shit. I mean, I don't, we're all just the stewards of these things, right? These are pieces of history. They're pieces of art. And at some point, like, we got to pass them on to somebody else. But yeah, like, who's going to be around for that? Because, I mean, aside from comics, there's no fucking media. I mean, kids care about what? Fucking Bluey and Peppa Pig and shit? I don't know. Hasbro said, Lenny said, these nuts said. I don't know, whatever. Yeah. I was waiting for somebody in the chat to tell me who that other guy was. The other guy, you know, the three amigos. So Emily, Lenny, who's that other dude, the little guy? Somebody tell me. Gun Bunny Customs, what's up? Good afternoon, everyone. We were just looking at one of your custom Robo Skulls on the members pregame. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. That vehicle looks fucking awesome. That paint job was incredible. Stormfire says focus groups are only as useful as the options given to them. Yeah. And you know, the vetting and hand picking. If you gave them the Snowcat versus the Snowcat, I guess they're choosing the Snowcat. Well, the funny thing is, they had like a complete retro one, and then they had one that was almost like the Ice Saber with a Snowcat front and a little bigger where it like popped up. And no, they went milquetoast, middle of the fucking road. So whatever. But again, if you ask Viper Island, I'm full of shit. So I would really like to smack that guy in the fucking chops. I'll be honest. There's like 3 or 4 people who I would straight up not break my stride, just full on fucking headbutt in the nose. And he's one of them. Mojo says, how goes it, Chat Holes? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. I'm trying to catch up on the chat so I can get up and show you guys what's going on. So I'm working on it. Suka says, how about a 1/18 scale Haslab transforming Optimus for a Haslab? You don't mean like the Robo-Sen where it like transforms on its own? You just mean like a Optimus Prime in scale with 1/18? I mean, isn't that... I mean, that's basically Masterpiece scale. I don't know. Where the fuck is this Mobat Prime? I mean, how long ago were we talking about that? And then they showed it. And then all of a sudden, Hound Vamp was on that list. And now neither are on the list? I don't know. So it is what it is. Crash is here. What's up, Crash? Crash says maybe that other guy is named Bob. It might be Bob. Oh, Tony? Is his name Tony? Tony. It's the third dude, Robert Lava. That would be cool. Yeah, it is Tony. Isn't that his name, Tony? Jesse, what's up? Says, it happens all the time in comics too, creatives versus editorial. True. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Haslab for 1/18 scale should be a new, sturdier version of the hovercraft or the killer whale, says George Aiken. Look, I think Hasbro needs to take a play out of Mattel's book, because if we look at Masters of the Universe versus G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe fucking killed it in 86. Then 93 was their second biggest year in the history of the IP, only to get killed the next year, because that's a common theme. Masters of the Universe was doing amazing 84, 85, 86, and then in 87 it went off the cliff and died. It was gone. Masters of the Universe has come back several times, almost always with animation. The 2000X shit was amazing. That's my opinion. Fight me. But now Masters of the Universe is back. They got numerous scales, numerous lines. They got a kids thing going on with an adult thing, with a retro thing. They got all this shit going on at once. And they released a new, updated Eternia. Okay. Some people don't have the vintage Eternia. The tracks on that thing, you fucking breathe on them, they're glass, they'll just shatter. For any of you who own a Defiant, you know that the Defiant is so heavy, it warps under its own weight. I would argue, what do I know? If you want to do a 1/18 scale Haslab, do the Defiant. And then I would say maybe the Seawolf, which is the unreleased 1995 Battle Corps Rangers version of the Killer Whale. Even though I did buy a custom. I'll show it to you in a minute. So, Lord of Brooklyn says, Chad may be banned from Hasbro-related media at San Diego Comic-Con, allegedly. We're going to find out. Yeah, we're going to see. Because I'm going to go in that booth. I have my shirt and my disguise. But yeah, Tuffy McShellmeister and Glob Shillman are going to make an appearance because it's just fun. It's funny. It's supposed to be fun. So, yeah. Anyway, cruising along. Stinky Catbutt says, it's like Brian Flynn comes up with the price point for the Snowcat. Yeah. Yeah. It's like he has the ear of some executives over there. I don't know. 610 says, I'll meet you after last. Oh, yeah, because we're going to. Yeah, right. The playground, we're going to go at it. Lou says, Blockies, not Blokies. Blockies are so damn fun. I've got the Action Class G1 Megatron coming in today. Oh, man. I got the fucking Megatron and the Soundwave coming. I can't wait. Dude, I'm stoked for you. That's awesome. And I did, thanks to Laser Pants, I did purchase that Devastator. So I'm stoked on that. Zaymot Rogue says, Chad's going to make me buy a 3D printer with this Cobra Island, but I'm totally going to populate it with Eagle Force figures. Cool. Yeah. Fucking Pogues. Yeah. Bill knows what's up. All right. I'm going to scoot ahead a little bit. 610 says, saw Superman and Jurassic World this weekend. Love Superman. Jurassic World was fun. but worst writing of the franchise. The D-Rex. I mean, first of all, right? D-Rex, like dicks, right? The thing was barely in it. They hyped that weird looking fucking bulbous headed monster up. Barely even saw it. So, yeah. Jesse from JLS says, damn it. I just missed bidding on a 118 scale World Peacekeeper Blackhawk that sold for $91. Oh, man, that sucks. If I knew you were in the market, Suka and I knew somebody slinging one at DFW at the swap meet, which I'm still kind of weird that it's named after me, but whatever. Action Joe Figs, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Random Diorama, what's up, Radnam? Good to see you, man. I might show one of your pieces here in a minute. Maybe two. Dan R says, I'm back. I had some stuff to do. What did I miss? Nothing. I think we're all just collectively bitching. I don't know. We're just hanging out. Tom Miller, what is up, my friend? Good to see you. It says, what? No way Walmart and Target care about me? No, they don't. They really don't. Not even a little.
It's science, people! Science!
Danar says Target does have a lot of Legos. Well, Legos sell. That's the thing. Legos sell. They just sell. Brad, toys are secondary at big box stores. Yep. They sure are. That's how far behind the chat I am. Tertiary. It's a tertiary purchase, people. That means third. Yeah. Hal Jordan. Well, diddy me in the belly button. I'm forking late again. See, I just played a clip. I'm not going to do it. At least you're here. Good to see you, Hal. Thanks for being here, buddy. George Aiken says, the Snowcat looks like something a rich guy would go to Aspen in. Carnage says, Bivouac is the new Glenda. Well, yeah. I mean, sometimes I try to, do a little soul searching, a little navel gazing, Am I a hypocrite? Because when I saw Glenda, I was like, oh, that's cool. Glenda's a deep cut, and you could tell because all the flybys were like, who's that character? That's fucking dumb. And I immediately thought, well, there's your retro Scarlet. And I'm sure everybody else had the same thought. It's not like mine was unique. But with the Bivouac, it just seemed like dirtier. I don't know why. I don't know if that's hypocritical of me, but for a figure, it seemed okay. Maybe it has to do with like the price point. $25 to be determined, maybe higher soon-ish, versus like $50. Maybe it's the price point that was the hang up for me, but for some reason it just seemed a little fucking dirtier. That's just me. I don't know. Triple D's. The purple crown is all about super traps. Super chats? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Whatever. So Jesse from JLS Comics. Dude, I still gotta get you on. We gotta talk about that Energon shit. Channel member for 12 months uses his Chad Chat trademark. This motherfucker 2024 says, hell yeah. That's right, buddy. Hell yeah. Yeah. It's retarded how they thought this XP shit would be cool. The interesting thing about that whole leaderboard and the chat thing is, one, I didn't opt into it. Two, I don't know how to freaking turn it off. It just happened. It just showed up one day. And I can't see it in StreamYard, so I didn't even know it was there. So, whatever. Zaymot Rogue says, there's a cat here on YouTube that kind of does a motion comic of the Energon stuff. I checked his channel before I bought any of the comics playing. Dude, send me the link, please, on Instagram or something. Just send me the link. Dreadnought says, aren't G.I. Joes called Get to Fighting, you cunts figures down there? Maybe? I don't know. Figure Fight Club, what's up? Abby says, what's up, Chad? What's up, Abby? Says, what's up, Chad? Yeah. Good to see you. Andrew Davis, I finally found a blue-eyed beachhead this year at Toylanta. Cool, man. I didn't even know that was like a rarity until I just stumbled across somebody saying it. So, Rachel Salinas, going to have to catch the rest on replay. Have a beautiful Sunday. You as well. And here's your shout out for your replay squad time. Appreciate it. Greg Harris, I'm loving the Range Viper from Haya Toys. Whereas I don't disagree with that, I'm not going to buy it because, as I said previously, I'm still waiting on not just the characters, but the numbers, because army builders, I will always buy duplicates. So I think I'm still owed like 16, 18 figures. And I haven't seen shit. None of them. So I'm just cruising through the chat. Just cruising through. Jeff is anti-mask. You just made the list. Jeff, you're on the list, bro. Raymond says, Chad, you prefer 4-inch Joes because of the hyper articulation, but sometimes 4 inches don't fit vehicles. Why don't you collect 3 3/4 Pursuit of Cobra figures with hyper articulation that do fit vehicles? Pursuit of Cobra are that's the 30th anniversary Pursuit of Cobra. I think you might mean something else. Okay, so vehicles that come with drivers, I have those drivers, the O-rings. So like, I have my keel haul, etc., etc. But a lot of 4-inch figures will fit in vehicles. It just depends on the character because they're not all 4 inches, right? They're 4 inches scaled. Welcome to Chad's Hot Air Balloon Emporium. You fucks are going to float. No. I just hooked him up. Jonathan Redmond, good evening. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. I'm doing some skipping. Jeffy says McFarlane has never done 118, but he has done 2-inch with page punchers. Yeah, I wasn't too sure on the scale with the page punchers. I just know it's not my jam at all. That is like not my thing. Kentucky Inbred. Hi guys, been here listening since the previous show. Been going through my O-ring Joes, adding accessories. Man, I got a lot of Joes. I feel your pain. But it's a good pain, right? You know what I'm talking about. Take that deep breath. Yeah. John Garrett, Spin Master doing 5 POA Superman, the movie 78 figures for $8 has me thinking Hasbro has been ripping us off for retro Star Wars. No fucking shit. I'm not trying to be shitty toward that comment. You're absolutely correct. I'm sure a lot of us can agree that as soon as that Hasbro stamp hits anything, the price automatically goes up because, stockholders want that money. Yeah, that's all it is. They want money, 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 money. It's not about charge less, sell more, make more profit. It's about charge more, make less, make more profit. And they've said as much. Like, we're going to raise prices. We're going to produce less stuff. So, yeah. Kentucky Inbred Chad, the wife is here. Play the new Toothless clip. Fuck, I deleted it. Hold on a second. Can I do this while we're streaming? Let's see. Oh, I can. All right, Kentucky Inbred, this is for you. It's got a buffer, and I am live, so it's going to take a second. But yeah, we're gonna let that thing buffer up, and then I'm gonna blast it for you. For the rest of you, I don't know if I'm sorry or not, but it's going to take a second. Packers is here. What's up, man? Says joining in late. Just wanted to say cheers. Thanks for being here, Packers. It's good to see you. B. Drew, hello. Glad to catch the show, man. I seen that Range Viper you posted. I want it so bad. Yeah. Well, thanks for being here, B. Drew. And again, it's one of those like if you can get it. Dreadnought, I like this. If only Hasbro had a website, they could like put polls up or have surveys. If only that was possible. I mean, it is possible. I hope you're not talking about Pulse, because Pulse is not Hasbro. It has Hasbro's name on it, but it's third party. But yeah, they have their own website. They could fucking do that. They absolutely could. Oh, hey, look. Yeah. Hang on to your butts.
You're watching. It's Chad.
So terrible. That's got to be the worst one yet. By far. That is fucking nightmare fuel all day. So. Triple D says, everyone shut up for 5 minutes. No, I'm still trying to get there. Cropstar says, fuck Liam. Can't stand hearing their voices. I left the second part out because, you know, we've all talked about that. I don't want to bash on a kid, a teenager, but yeah. Look, we could talk about Liam's ass all day long. All of us could. So, yeah. An O-ring He-Man run would be dope. I've seen some people postulate, like, what happened if Kenner did do He-Man? You know, the whole, like, because Mattel was offered Star Wars and they turned it down, and the whole thing with Bernie Loomis and blah, 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 and then Kenner and Star Wars. But what if Kenner did Masters of the Universe? That would have been weird. Dreadnought is banned from Pulse. Oh, let me play this for you, buddy. I'm sorry. How do you get banned from Pulse? That's got to be pretty crazy. I don't know. I agree the bivouac is straight up get the fans to pay for the molds cop out. Yeah. And then Triple D says bivouac is something that should come with a deluxe figure, not its own tier. I'm going to gentleman's bet $1, one whole dollar. That's 4 shiny brand new quarters right now, that when the bivouac, if it gets to that tier and the bivouac comes out in the OG colors, the olive drab green and, you know, brown, black, whatever, in 6 months, that it's going to come with a figure, and that figure is going to have a fucking steel core helmet. Quote me on that. Because apparently steel core is just like the generic G.I. Joe everything now. So JLS says, I'm still waiting on Zorana, Viper, and Cobra Troopers from Haya. Yeah, I'm waiting on a shitload of them. So, yeah. It sucks. My good friend Hal Jordan. I like that picture. Chad knows how to work 4 inches.
That's what she said.
Yep. I do. Yeah. Apparently so. Robert's Infinite Realms. Does anyone really believe that last price hike was due to issues in shipping to Russia? No. I don't think anyone honestly believes that. Yeah. No, absolutely not. What the shit was that bush goblin of nightmares? Told you. That's the worst one so far. You guys want to see it again? John Battle, what's up, man? Good to see you. How's my day? My day is fantastic. How's yours? I hope you're good. The actual fuck. I told you. Woody says, I'll never look at watermelon the same. Kentucky inbred. Chad, thanks. She's speechless. Oh, you're welcome, buddy. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to play it again. I'm sorry. I appreciate that all of you appreciate the humor in this stuff. I get that some people try to shit on me for it, but you know, it's good to have a sense of humor, right? We collect toys. Jeremy Kerr, what's up, my dude? Good to see you. Says the Joe room is looking pretty snazzy. You know what? That's it. We're fucking getting up. We're getting up. We're doing this. Which Sunbow only characters would you like to see figures of? Sparks, Raven. I don't know. Those are just two off the top of my head. I don't know. I have a list. I have a laundry list. Who are you calling a bivouac, you bivouac? Who are you calling cootie queen, you lint liquor? I fucked that up. So Carol says, play it again. It looks like Gollum with a tan. Kentucky Inbred says, Hal Jordan, it's not what you got, it's how you use it. I got your back, Chad. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Look, if you got a tuna can, you can at least beat up the sides. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Man of Action. Yep, the invaders think it's part of the rage. Fuckers don't know the first thing about G.I. Joe. Yeah, agreed. 100%. Drew G. Can't we all just do the humor and shit on you? You know what you can do? Shh. Yeah, that's what you can do. And now, kids, we're going to get up. Because it is officially fuck this shit 30. So let's see what's crappening. So I'm gonna have to remote from my phone. But yeah, we're doing this. At least you got the joke, Drew. I appreciate you, buddy. Okay, so going to StreamYard. I gotta turn on the mic. Tour time, yay. Yeah, I love you too, Drew. Very much. I gotta say, this lapel mic that I picked up really did a good job at DFW. I'm gonna apologize if it's a little. I mean, this is something I've never done before. That I'm gonna turn this camera off, but I'm gonna leave it on at the same time, and blah 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 blah. So. Wait one. Getting there. Entering studio. Yeah. Okay. So I got to enter the studio. Yep, we're getting there. Chadception. Chad's tour of duty. Oh, I see what you did there. Did anyone else vote for the other thing you were doing? Yeah. You mean the whole talk about Haya Toys thing? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Display name. Okay, my mic's working, so that's good. Oh, it's trying to join the damn pregame. Okay, wait one. I'm sorry. Hold up. You know what that is? It's that bullshit. That's that bullshit right there. Man of Action. I have a couple of the 6-inch, meaning classified. I'm really tempted by those modern pirate figures. Do you mean the black Action Force? Stu, Chad, I will catch the rest on replay. Peace out for now to you and safe travels this weekend. Thanks, my man. I appreciate it very much. Yeah. Thank you for being here. All right, here we go. Allow. Oh, shit. Is there feedback? Let me see the chat. All right, can you guys see me? Can I turn this camera around? You can't turn the damn camera around. 2 Chads. There should only be 1. How's that? Is that better? God, he looks old. Man. Okay, so the audio's good now? Is the audio good? Okay, yeah, better. Cool. So it's coming out of my speakers. All right. Now I have to turn this shit around. All right, so this is going to be really rudimentary. Please don't look at these uniforms. All right, so over here, I have some stuff set up. I got some posters on the backs of cabinets. There's one of my customizing tables. Again, I apologize, it's loud. I'm running an air conditioner. Cobra Commander helmet, the MAM's Baroness armor. In this box, I need to turn the light on. In this box, this is just figures that I've been separating from vehicles. And then in this box, this is all just like stuff that's non-Joe that I always had in my displays, because I don't know if I'm going to have room for this stuff in this new smaller space. So, yeah. So moving over here, I had kind of finished up my customizing area. Like, here's my chair and all this stuff. Look, it's a blocky. It's Hound. The very first one I opened was Hound. I got more posters on the backs of these cabinets, some more boxes and things. This is just stacks. I mean, that's a bag full of figures, and this is just boxes all the way to the ceiling of stuff that still needs to be unpacked. You can see the Action Force, Z-Force headquarters. That's thanks to Dragon Reborn and George Aiken. They helped get me that. And there's just more stuff. Here is Tuffy McShillmeister, all ready for San Diego Comic-Con. And this is another Defiant. This is the one that I posted on Instagram and Facebook. It finally showed up. So then we kind of come over here. I did turn the lights on. So obviously here's my desk, you know, with all my bullshit on my desk. Inception, right? I can't really see the chat, so yeah. Anyway, this is so here's my flag. This is just one of my comic shelves. The flag, there's nothing under it yet. There's just some stuff that I've just kind of been like piecing back together. So as I take these vehicles out of boxes, you know, I got to put like the covers back on, the missiles and all this stuff. I don't know why I have a random road wheel, but obviously this is Storm Shadow shit from a statue and so on and so forth. But this is the kind of stuff I'm dealing with. I have like a random steering wheel, but the flag's still pretty bare bones. I'll come around here first. So these are the stacks of boxes that you can see next to me at my desk. So the reason they're over here is because I have to populate all of these shelves. And there's more shelves down here. These shelves under here, they're just regular bookcases, but they're too deep. And I didn't put the back on the first one. So they're just too deep. All of these shelves, thanks to Jacob Real, he helped me run all of this lighting. And I basically just took my drill and I drilled holes through all the cabinets. And we just ran the lights. We just snaked them. And most of these are secured together. Some of them aren't yet, but I screwed them all together. So this is my original Defiant that I got from Scuba Pete. Again, it's missing the blue doors, but I bought that whole complete crawler and I'm going to Frankenstein them together. Obviously, my Death Star, everyone's heard my Death Star story, so
That's why I have that. Here is my broken terrordrome. If everyone remembers that fucked up story, but yeah, this is where one of the gun emplacements broke and my fire bat got fucked up. Yeah, when that pile of boxes hit my terrordrome, it did some damage. But and then there's the general. So I made these 2 shelving units deep so I could fit these large items on here. And then this allows me to fit, you know, like the 83 headquarters, the Z Force headquarters, things like that. But I've got all these shelves here. These, I mean, they're just kind of waiting. This is a 92 headquarters. Thanks to Just Jeff and Shane from Same Time Toys, they delivered this to me at DFW. I actually forgot I paid for that. And then like this box, I don't know. Let's see what's in this box. Can we do this with one hand? That's what she said. Does my audio still sound okay? It's kind of hard to see the chat. I never had a terror drum, said Zaymot Rogue. That's the one that got away. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's really hard to see the chat. This kind of sucks. My bad. So, yeah, I don't know if I can open this. But, yeah, there's another piece of my Z Force headquarters. And there's just stuff, like, everywhere. But what's in here? Let's see. Oh, there's a Cobra glider. Oh, my Roboskull's down in there. Liquidator. Okay, so that's a bunch of aircraft. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Anyway, so these are all the cabinets. You can see the tops. Again, I've just been stacking boxes. This is a complete boxed liquidator. I got that from Haya Toys. And Impact playset. Just a bunch of Joe stuff. Oh, look at that True Hero Sentinel 1 F-22. The G.I. Joe Tyco Electric Train and Battle set. And then it's just, you know, boxes of shit. But there's my Tomahawk. I put that there. Patchy. But I'm getting things on the shelves. Oh, there's some of my Snow Joes. Yeah. Anybody want some Gay Toys Incorporated? Laser? No? Yeah, but so these stands are in place for figures. These are just waiting for figures. You know, just more box stuff to just kind of go with this theme around the room. This whole wall right here, I left it bare. I'm going to cover it in the black fabric like I did in the old Joe room. I'm going to try. I'm sure I'm going to fail, but I'm going to try to put all of my aircraft on that one wall. And in my last Joe room, it was 3 walls. But down here, if you can see it, this is the roll of black fabric. So, yeah, I was just, you know, just working it. This is that custom Battle Corps Ranger Seawolf. I don't know how well you can tell the colors, but it's just a light gray and black. But I'm glad to have that. This whole shelf is going to be kind of like an aquatic theme. So there's an Action Force vehicle there. And then I'm going to put, you know, my regular whale, Night Striker, and all that stuff on these shelves. And I'm going to try to theme things. I was going to do years, but it's kind of hard to do years when I have, you know, my bridge layers in here, my mantas in here, so on and so forth, my maulers in here, on and on and on. So it's just kind of one of those things. These shelves, I'm still trying to unfuck these, but you can see like my mean dog, you know, remember I wrapped these shelves. So a lot of them are just kind of beat up just a tad, you know, like they kind of all sort of fell over, but we're getting there. We're working on it. But that's the status or the state of my Joe room right now. But I put these boxes over here because I have to take them down one at a time, put all the shit on the shelves, get the box out. And this is the current box that I'm working on. But then I also have stuff like this, where it's just like bags inside bags. And then there's all of this shit. No, this is not Action Force figures. It's just boxes that Bobby let me have. But these are all full of toys. I got a Reconnect playset there. More lighting, toys. So all this stuff still needs to be unpacked. And then, again, that Defiance got to be dealt with. And these, like, 20, 25 boxes. So it's a lot of stuff. But this area is good. And again, blockies. So, yeah, that's where we're living. And I'm going to turn this one off now. How do I end this?
That was weird. That felt weird. Is that better? Sorry. Yeah. The echo's kind of weird because that was a bitch. That was a little rough. I'm sorry about that. There was zero production value in that. And now I have my main lights on. So, yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Mic's off. So cool. Yeah. Sorry. I missed a whole bunch in the chat. John Battle. Chat, I'm at a loss. Did you move? Yeah, I did. Yeah, we moved off base. So, I was retired. The ma'am had previously left active duty and she transferred components to the reserves. So she could do another profession. I'm sure you saw the uniforms. We just don't really broadcast it. But yeah. So yeah, we moved off base. That was May. Right? The end of April, beginning of May, I think is when we moved. So, yeah. I've just been working on this little by little. Time warp or something. This will keep you busy. Yeah, it's going to keep me busy for a while. Thanks, Jesse. I really appreciate it. And again, I can't shout Jacob out enough because he's come over several times and really helped me put big dents in this project. But it's fun, but it's a bitch at the same time because I'm not making videos, because I'm working on the room, because I'm trying to juggle all this other stuff. And why the fuck did I go back to work? I should have just stayed retired. So yeah, anyway, it is what it is. I don't really like this overhead light on anymore. So I don't. Brian Stevenson, I love my Skeletron Mark II. The RoboSkull Mark II? Yeah, I like it. I don't think that anything could replace the original, but, it's not supposed to replace it. Oh, Kenzo says, mira, mira. Ooh.
Ay, mira.
Yeah, you wanted that. You wanted to see that shit. So you did. Oh, look at this guy. Hey, Metakuman. Look at this beautiful, bald Italian bastard. Yeah, it takes one to know one, baby. Hey, let me show you something, Toy Gangs. You want to see something cool? Let that haunt your fucking dreams. Yeah, I'm sorry. James Lucas, going to be a hell of an awesome toy room. Yeah, when it gets there. But one thing that toys taught us all as children is we started learning things like spatial awareness, spatial intelligence by playing with toys, you know. Will this dolly fit in this vehicle? Will the fucking rhino fit through the doors of Boulder Hill? No. I don't think all of these toys are going to fit in here. I really don't. So, like, if you saw all the stacks of boxes, so I have 2 separate nightmare piles of boxes, and you know, they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, I mean, look at that shit. So from the floor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high, all of that, plus all this shit, all the stuff over there to fit on these shelves, it's not going to happen. So what I'm going to do is, if it's not Joe, I'm going to put it aside, which will probably include some customs too. But if it's not like mainline 82 to, like, you know, 2017, or, you know, even the newer shit, like the crossover stuff, I'm probably just going to give it all away. So I'm going to wind up, I know I am, donating a bunch of stuff, and, you know, maybe customs I'll like give away on streams or something like that. Even though it's kind of weird, I'm always leery giving away a custom because I think it's rad, and then somebody's going to get it and be like, oh, this thing's fucking garbage. You know. Thanks, David. I appreciate it very much. So yeah, we're just going to see how it pans out, but I fucking stacked all this shit like to the ceiling. Like anything that's boxed, I just crammed it all in there, you know. Cram it in your cram hole, LaFleur, if you get the reference. So we'll see. Chad, why not use a sky print material for your aircraft wall? I could. I guess I like the look of the black. Maybe I could do the ceiling. You mean like kind of the way I did the water tablecloth for under my flag? So yeah, I don't know. Joverse, thank you for your service. Happy to serve, and thank you. If you're talking to me, I hope you're talking to me. Otherwise, it'd feel kind of weird. The first time is always awkward. You'll get the rhythm someday. Yeah. Fuck you, Brad. Just kidding. I love you, dude. I love you very much. Oh, HGC sent a $2 super chat. Wow, that was like wow. Sorry, that was a little while ago. It says meds and water. Thanks, HGC. I appreciate you.
Just checking in. Have you drank water today? Did you eat? Did you take your meds?
I did both. All 3? Yeah, I did drink water. Does coffee count? I think that counts. Yeah. Father Son Galaxy, work in progress, going to be rad. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be nice. You know, I can't really put my collection in the house because it would take up the whole fucking house. And I got to use a garage. This garage is smaller than the last one. It is what it is. So, yeah. I like a good challenge. So, is Mama at her other job? I think she's still out. I don't know. I mean, we would have seen her. If the ma'am comes home, you'll know it, right? Because she'll just, she's like the Spanish Inquisition. No one suspects the ma'am or the Spanish Inquisition. Russell, you may have already mentioned this, but where did you get the display shelves? Are you talking about these? These cabinets are from Amazon, and they're bamboo and plexiglass. And the reason that I went with these, because they're a lighter option, and I can pick them up by myself and just move them around with the toys inside. They're not heavy as shit. So that's why I went with these. The rest of them, if you're talking about all of those. Those are straight up just white bookcases from Walmart. That's it. I just went online and ordered like 16 of them, I think 16, and then a bunch of the small ones too. And the 3 shelves make up the island and the side, and then everything else is just 5 shelves. So just drilled the lights through them and took some 1 1/4 self-tapping wood screws and secured a bunch of them together. And I like doing this shit. It's fun. So I like doing it. Tom says, looking good. Love the dual shelves for the Defiant and Terradrome. Yeah, me too. You know, the Terradrome itself is a perfect 24-inch diameter base. So, you know, 2 12-inch deep bookcases and only put backing on one of them. So yeah, that's cool. Brian, Chad, how would the room change if it were your bedroom? My bedroom's actually bigger than this. So, I mean, I don't know. I have 2 large dog kennels and a California king and a wife, you know, all that stuff. So, yeah. Kenzo says, I was waiting all day. Oh, baby. Yeah, I know. David, Chad, come down to South Texas and I'll take you to Mexico and you can meet live and in person. You know, David, the last time I went to Mexico was in it was before I joined the Army. So I would want to say like 92, early 93. And I went with my brother, and we went to a strip club because they had beer in buckets, and he really wanted to get a bucket of beers. And it was Juarez, and the dancers. It was like it was kind of like watching a train wreck, you know, like you don't want to see it, but you can't look away. Yeah. That was the last time I went to Mexico. That being said, once I joined the military and got my security clearance and Mexico got really bad, we were not allowed to travel to Mexico. So once you have a security clearance, that's it. So, yeah. Are you talking about the toothless lady of the brush? That's probably what you're talking about. George Aiken says, in Scotland, she would be a babe. She probably would be. What's up, Jerky? You don't like her? You don't think she's pretty? What about this one?
Chad, how insensitive of you.
Which one's better? I don't know. You're going to have to tell me that. Cropstar says, I need that hovercraft. You know, it's a super rare occurrence that I ever buy someone else's customs because I could just make my own. But I saw that at DFW, and thanks to Suka, because he was really the one that pointed it out. Was it Suka or Brad? I think it was Suka. And I was just so freaking pumped that someone made a custom Battle Corps Ranger Seawolf, like down to the dual mounted caliber 50s, the stickers. He fucking nailed it. And I wanted to like just support that guy and what he made. He was going to sell it at the swap anyways. I just beat everybody to it. So yeah, I did purchase that. So James Lucas, Chad, just buy the house next door for more space. You know, that's been a discussion. So great minds think alike, because the funny thing is that our garages are attached. So if I did, I would just smash that freaking wall down right there. And it would be on, man. It would be totally on like that. So yeah. You should see the woman that hangs out at the kebab shop. No. I mean, if you want to send me a picture, I'll check it out because I love Nightmare Fuel. I totally do. Tom says your customs are awesome. Someone saying their garbage is moronic. Yeah, but you know how it is, right? So one of the toy groups that I am in every quarter. Well, Tom, you know, you're in the group, right? We do the exchange, and I'm just going to say first name. You know who I'm talking about. I made a custom Alley Viper hiss for Ashley, and when I sent it, I guess USPS did a fucking Ace Ventura with it, and like all the shit was broken off of it, and so I felt really bad about that because I put a lot of effort into that, and it showed up fucked up. So yeah, Junkie and Crafts and Bills. I'm very, very late. I'm late for a very important date. No need to apologize. It's cool. I appreciate you being here. We're just chilling. So Radnam says slowly it's coming together. Did you see your little DFW exclusive computer right next to my Blockies Hound? Because it's right next to him. I put it over there on purpose. HGC says same meds and water for me as well. Yeah, cool. Slade on Slade says redoing 3 rooms in my house and I have so much in boxes that I'm overwhelmed. Yeah, this isn't a collection; it's an illness. Oh, well, yeah, right. That growth is like it's stressful. HGC and glad Toy saw my wacky super chat. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why I missed it at first because I caught the one before it and the one after it. I'm sorry, my man. Sometimes things just move fast. And I am an infantryman still, you know, lifelong, so I'm kind of thick in the head. Mr. Madgus, other than the beautiful ma'am, we're seriously going to have to chat about the company of women you keep. It's just the nightmare fuel, man. I don't like this one's not a woman. Not a woman. Not even trying to be a woman. This one's not a woman either.
Just checking in.
But that's neither here nor there. It's your mojo. Don't do it again. That's why I love a mic on a stand, right? It has very much a feel of let's get ready to rumble. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Dan R. I haven't had a bucket of beers in a long time. Yeah, me either. Not since. Well, no. I think on the Riverwalk in San Antonio when I was stationed at Fort Sam, I think there was one place, maybe it was Dick's Last Resort. I think they did buckets of beer. Bill Utley, I would marry the brush banshee before spending an hour with the insensitive beast. I mean, you could at least work on. I don't know. They're both a challenge, one way or the other. You know what I mean? There was a young female that her and her family lived right outside of one of our fobs. And every time we would either patrol out to that fob or away from it, and we would see them out there with their, you know, their sticks, like herding their goats. Like, I could tell that underneath, you know, her little Jawa garb, that she was hot. And I used to always tell my squad leader that over the comms, like truck to truck, not, you know, not on the net, but truck to truck. I'd always be like, man, like, you know, she's hot. You know, she's like super like Afghan fine. And he was always like, yo, bro, you see any fucking salons around here? You know what that looks like? And I'm like, yeah, but you can fix that. You can fix that. You know what I mean? Anyway, I don't know why I'm sharing that. Raymond Sheffield sent you Facebook messages on a couple things. Cool. I'll check it out, man. Greg says, do it, Chad. Buy the house. Blow that wall down. I could, yeah. I mean, you're just talking what? Drywall, 2x4s and shit. As long as it's not load bearing, I'd take that wall down if we could buy the house. So Chad's only 4 minutes behind. Am I right now? Ooh, I'm 1 minute behind. take it. That's that bullshit. I'm going home after that clip. No, don't leave me. But have you ever had a bathtub of Bacardi?
What the fuck did I just hear?
I've had bathtub gin. Yeah. Yeah. Right? Yeah, that's what you're getting at? Yeah. Chad, are you going to Joe Lana? No, I'm not. DFW, San Diego Comic-Con, and then NinjaCon, and that's pretty much going to tap me. So obviously I drive everywhere, but for Ninja, I told him I'd fly because he, called me and, wants me to go. So I said, yeah, for that, I'll fly. I fucking hate flying, but I'm going to fly. So if I live, it'll be cool to see everybody. If I don't live, it's your fault and I'm dead. So hopefully I don't die. Knock on wood. No, no Joe Lana. Not for me. Sorry. I will forever call them Jawa garbs now. Yeah, that's what, right? So, I mean, we always had code words for everything. Like Jawas were the females, right? Tusken Raiders were the males. Dreadnought, aren't you going to a WNBA game to get Angel Reese's autograph? Me? No. Who is that? Who is that? Chad can fly now. Oh, I really don't want to. I don't want to at all. But yeah, I'm gonna do it. So anyway, that's really all that's going on in here. But I mean, you just take a look at this stuff. I'm like, I mean, let's open this bag. Let's see what's in here. Right? There's just, like I said, there's just shit. There's shit everywhere. That's not even like the 20 some odd boxes. I have bags upon bags upon bags of stuff. Just because, again, in my mind, I said, oh, I'm just moving like 4 miles away. I don't gotta pack everything up crazy. I'll just put it in bags. There we are several months later. And, it's nothing but bags and bags and bags full of stuff. Like, never ends. So we're just going to see how it shakes out. So I don't know. But I think first thing to go is going to be all of the third-party stuff. I don't really like to use the term knockoff because I think too many people abuse that in a derogatory way. But the first thing all going to get set aside is all the third-party stuff. To include, like, some of the more expensive shit, like that Impact boxed play set, the Gay Toys Incorporated. Got to put the incorporated, like all the laser toys stuff. Not my GoBots, because GoBots don't take up a lot of space. And I think most of my shelves are going to wind up looking like these, where it's just, it'll be more eclectic than museum looking, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, all the third-party stuff, all the aftermarket stuff, then's going to come the customs. And I will have to do whatever I have to do to fit, like, my no shit Joe collection and the Palatoy stuff too. That's not going. Like, you have to pry that shit out of my dead hands. But yeah. And then, if I got to get crazy, then it's, Transformers. And the Transformers might have to go live somewhere else. So I don't know. Mighty robots, them mighty vehicles, them go bits. They're robots. Yep, exactly. Chad, stupendous sacks of shit. Shit show streaming starting Sunday. Fuck, that was hard. Thank you for that. Thank you for that tongue twister. I greatly appreciate that. Chad is going to hire a over-the-hill security guard. For what? No, I'm not hiring anybody. Man, all this gay toys talks reminds me to get back looking for parts for the silver F-15. That thing is hard to find complete. Yeah, like all joking aside. George Aiken, when Chad dies, he's going to be entombed in a pyramid with his entire collection with a sign on the door saying, "Get your own shit." Maybe. I mean, we could. Oh, you know what? We never turn this shit on. I always forget that this is a thing. Are you going to work? Is it going to work? There it is. Yeah, I don't know what this weird chat in the chat thing, but yeah, it is what it is. Oh, my museum. Yeah, I could hire Ben Stiller. Hey, dum-dum. Got the jet. Wheels are intact. Got the missile still. Nice. I have that complete A-10 or A-10, the A-team interceptor bomber or bomber interceptor or whatever the fuck they call it. You know, the one that's like fragile like glass. But I wouldn't be surprised when all of my stuff tumbled if that thing fucking shattered. And I hope it didn't. But if it did, it's going to suck. Welcome to the chatception. Dude, were you here while I was praising you for all your hard manual labor? Hopefully you were. Yeah. And 1,000 years from now, archaeologists will find his tomb and his entire collection and will be millionaires. Yeah. And then, yeah, Dreadnought's going to Indiana Jones my tomb. I mean, at some point, I'm going to hit the fuck it button, and all this is going to go as one massive collection, and we're going to retire to Italy. Yeah. Katsumoto, what's up? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. HGC says, yeah, the A-Team jet is like the monorail from Eternia. Absolutely. Yep. It just shatters. It's the construction of that plane and the plastic. Basically, it's like there is no single point of failure. It's just fucked. Dan R. I got to go, but I will listen to what I missed on my hour drive to work tomorrow. Have a great evening. Thanks, Dan. It's good to see you, man. I appreciate you. Can you retire with me? Well, I was retired. I did retire, and then I got bored, and then I got a job. Some people would call it a career, but I don't plan on staying there because I had a career that I already retired from. And I like it, but now that my situation has changed, I'm really wishing that I hadn't have pulled that trigger yet. My last Joe room took me 6 months of solid work to get everything the way that it was. Like when I did my room tours to include the updated room tour, it was 6 months. 6 months of nothing but like figures, vehicles on the wall, every fucking day for 6 months. And I've only been in this house 3 months, so I guess I'm on track. So, is there a 1/18 scale Airwolf? There will be. Ramen Toys is, Ace has said he's going to do a 1/18 scale Airwolf. So we'll see. I don't know if anyone's seen the working prototype of his kit with Super Pursuit, but you press a button and the kit actually opens up. So it's pretty crazy. Russell, dude, I wish you and I would have served together in the same company. Man, that would have been rad. Would have been cool. You, me, and Bear 11 Charlie, and some other good dudes, for sure. 100%. We'd have just been fucking off all the time. Lou says the whole 1/18 scale 18 line was super fragile, brittle plastic. Yeah. Somewhere in, all of this in stasis is a bag of all of the figures just in pieces. So I gotta, rebuild them and O-ring them and down to the screws. Like the screws are fucking gone. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Kenzo, pretty damn good progress for 3 months. Thanks, man. I appreciate that very much. 118 scale Airwolf died on the vine. If you're talking about the crowdfund, yeah, but that's why Ace from Ramen was like, yeah, I'll make one. Fuck it. So, you know, when you're not in the United States, it's hard for them to come after you. So, yeah. If Ace makes it, I'm there. I'm well, if I have room, that's the thing. So, yeah. To think somewhere in the US there is still a landfill full of Atari ET game cartridges. You know, it's funny. There is a short on my YouTube channel where I went to the Atari landfill. It is right outside of Alamogordo, New Mexico. And when the ma'am and I were stationed down on Holloman Air Force Base, I know, we technically belong to Fort Bliss North / Wismar, which is White Sands Missile Range / what's the other one? Anyway, all that North Fort Bliss, it's all just like this massive mishmash of like range complexes and all that stuff. And we happened to live on Holloman because it was equidistant to Bliss and Wismar, pretty much. And the Atari landfill, it's just on a state road right outside of Alamogordo. But yeah, there's a short on my channel where I go right to it. And I didn't film up to the gate because they kicked me out immediately. So yeah. Chad, is your ma'am technically a ma'am hole?
I will read you to filth.
I don't know. I'll ask her. I'll ask her. Oh, I put my phone in do not disturb. Let me take it out of that. Just in case. But yeah, we can ask her. I don't know if she shows up before we're done. Can you go and dig up an ET game? No, it's private property. So there's like one of those, you know, tough shed kind of warehouse garages on it. And yeah, no, you can't. It's not been an active landfill for decades. So yeah, that is private property. What's your favorite show? Shit. I watch a lot of Robot Chicken. Well, fun fact, every night, the ma'am and I, we watch ghost hunting shows. So we watch like Portals to Hell with Jack Osborne. We watch Paranormal Lockdown with Nick Groff. Both of those shows have Katrina Weiland, if you know who I'm talking about. But we watch a lot of like paranormal investigating stuff. Yeah. Every time I turn around, the ma'am is watching some weird crime documentary series on fucking Hulu. She's always watching Hulu. I don't think I have a favorite show, honestly. What's in the bag? I already showed you what's in the bag. Fucking early 80s goodness, baby. That's what's in the bag. Yeah. Chad likes My Little Pony. Nope. Can't say that I do. Ghost hunting shows are a solid choice for married couples. Look, we're all about there's this like massively fucked up haunted hotel in Flagstaff, Arizona. Well, Flagstaff's only 5 hours from us. So I was like, hey, do you want to take a weekend and just drive out there and spend 2 nights and drive home? And like that's the shit that we're into. There's another really haunted hotel that's here in Albuquerque. It used to be a hospital. Then it was a mental hospital. Now it's a fucking hotel. And that place is haunted as fuck too. So yeah, there's a lot of places like that we get into. What is that? Oh, Robot Chicken. Yeah. Hey, speaking of Robot Chicken, I mean, I'll share this, whatever. It's not a big deal because if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But Matt LaCroix and Seth Green are going to come on the channel, and we're going to talk about fumbles and Seth Green and his partner from Stupid Monkey coming up with the character of Fumbles, his story about how he tried to pitch Fumbles to Hasbro as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, how they were originally for it, and then they came back and shot it down, and how Matt LaCroix and Bobby from Lone Wolf got involved with making the Fumbles figure. And the plan is to get Matt and Seth on the show, and I'll only do it if it's Matt and Seth. I won't just have Seth on. It has to be both of them. And I told Matt that, so, because Matt's a good friend, and he's, he's a very, very talented person, and he deserves the credit. So that's the plan. Jacob Real, but do you watch Nuke's Top 5? What the fuck is that? What is that? If you were here, I would say that to you just like that too. What the fuck? What are you talking about?
What the fuck did I just hear?
Nuke's Top 5? No idea, buddy. I'm just going to leave this on the screen. You guys can read this. Read it to yourselves. Is that like Pillow Pants from Clerks 2? If you know, you know. Is it like Pillow Pants? Is it going to bite it off? Favorite figures. Ultimate Storm Shadow, Ultimate Cobra Commander, both from the Retaliation line. 50th anniversary Lowlight, Pursuit of Cobra Viper with the vac metalized face, the Dollar General Cobra Trooper with the yellow web gear, which I showed a couple of those at DFW, day 2 toy hunt. My is over here. It's back over here. My Masterpiece Soundwave, my third party 30-inch Devastator, because that thing's fucking beastly. Yeah, I don't know. I got a bunch. Yeah. That's cool. Macanita Silva, what's up? What's going on? Salty Lead Farmer, Chad, you dyed your soul patch. It's not dyed. How is it dyed? Look, it's the same color. Look, the carpet matches the curtains, dude. No, I didn't dye it. There's gray in there. You gotta look harder. All of my gray is down here. I have what my wife lovingly refers to as a skunk butt. Right there. Yep. Yeah. No, there is no snappy retort for the Pillow Pants comment at all. No. Mystery Archives YouTube channel is Good Haunted Stories. That's cool. I can't do like the stories where they have like people sitting in a room talking and then there's like a weird recreation. Like I have to see like the ghost hunting shit where they have like the ghost box and the weird fucking voices are coming through, or they do like, the real time with the digital recorder and they get to fucking the EVPs. Like that's the stuff that I like. That kind of stuff. I'm all about that shit. Chad paints on his soul patch like LeBron paints on his head. What is this the thing now? We miss Fat Chad, and now I fucking paint on my soul patch. Look at. There's gray in there. I'm telling you, it's in there. Whoa, Diddy, nobody. This. All right, I'm not going to sit here and take this abuse much longer. Lister Fiend is her mouth troll, isn't it? Women. Yeah, absolutely. Bobby would make those Delta Force vehicles. We talking about Bobby Vella? I have some Megaforce vehicles in 118 scale. And thanks to Matt LaCroix, I have Megaforce figures. I got like 69 orbs on the EKGs. Okay, so I don't watch Ghost Adventures. I do not watch Zach Bagans and his fucking bro down. I used to when Nick was on there and it was just Zach, Nick, and Aaron. And they didn't have those other fucking knuckleheads. And it wasn't all about Zach getting possessed and being fucking stupid. And it wasn't like standing there going, bro, it's cold over here, bro. I'm getting possessed, bro. When it was just like 3 guys and 2 of them always got scared and fucking ran away. That's when I liked that show. Chad, there's a channel called Night Mind. They're not ghost hunters, but they got all the haunted spots mapped out and they do great summaries. And that's a YouTube channel? Let me know because I will check it out right now. Megaforce, that's the one. Yeah. Megaforce, right? Mega Destroyer. Yeah. Oh, as you were. That's the Delta Mark III. Actually, it's not a Mark IV because it doesn't have wings that deploy. Thank you. Yeah, that is my Megaforce Delta Mark III motorcycle. Yeah. The Mega Destroyer and the TACCOM are in one of these boxes somewhere. So, yeah. Megaforce, hell yeah, dude! I fucking love Megaforce. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Dude, I didn't know there was Megaforce toys. I'd get them just because of the cheesy ass movie I loved as a kid. I fucking love that movie. In fact, Megaforce was the only topic that I ever had a live stream shut down over. Yep. I was doing a live stream and I was talking about, from a tactical perspective, the brilliance of the end battle and why when they light up the smoke screens to get away from Guerrera's forces to get across the salt flat to the C-130s that are waiting for them, why there's 3 colors of smoke. Because if you look at the vehicles, I'm not going to say if you've been in the military, because, granted, only like 1% of the population does that. But if you look at the types of vehicles and the number of vehicles, because you have the Delta bikes, right? Fast, kind of lightly armed. Then you have the Mega Destroyers, which are the buggies. And then you have the TACCOM. Now, the TACCOM, that's the Tactical Operations Center. There's one TACCOM, and that's their CNC or their command and their control. And then there's so many bikes and there's so many buggies that makes up 3 sections. And out of those 3 sections, when they take off and they use the smoke screen, and I almost knocked this box over, there's 3 colors of smoke because smoke is used for 2 things: obscuration, which is right, blocking your field of vision, and for signaling. And if you really break it down from a tactical standpoint, that end battle is fucking brilliant. And I showed parts of it, and I kind of EFAP'd it where I would pause and talk about it and then play some more and then pause and talk about it. But yeah, YouTube shut me down because I was talking about Megaforce. And I fucking love that movie. I will fight you. Not you, Russell, but just, generic you. Jedi Ben, I've got the Megaforce Hot Wheels track set sitting next to me. Yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. They didn't make these, just for clarification. This is 3D printed. So there's files on Thingiverse where you can print them and make them yourself. But yeah. I love Megaforce APC that floated in the water. The TACCOM, those wheels were cool. Yeah. Cool. I like Iron Giant. Jeffy is texting me. What do you want, Jeffy? Oh. Jeffy sends me lists of toys. He's an enabler. Yeah, deeds not words. That's exactly it, right? Megaforce. Freaking love it. Not into gaming. Woody, you don't game? You don't game at all? So, oh, Matt, what's up? It's on his Nerdrotic live channel, but he's about to rename. Are we talking about Nerdrotic? Matt, what did you say about Nerdrotic? Oh, haven't watched Forbidden Frontiers for. Oh, okay. When he was doing that shit with the fucking Buckethead guy, Doomcock, right? Overlord DVD. He's done a woo-woo video cast for years. He gets all the people on to interview and ask questions. Yeah, because he used to do that weird crypto whatever show with Overlord DVD, right? Oof, Megaforce. I thought we were talking about Megan Fox. No, Megaforce. Yeah. Chad, have you played Broforce? If not, you did. If not, you need to. I have not played Broforce. I saw some people talking about it. Yeah. Media Clash. Barry Bostwick was here in New Orleans last weekend. Man, I'd fucking kill to meet that dude. Megan Fox is a Megaforce. Dictor von Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth. I don't know about that guy. So, no, it wasn't Doomcock. He does it with 1 to 4. Oh, Quarter Black Garrett. Gotcha. Yeah. But he did have a show with Doomcock for a while till they had a falling out, whatever. People's drama. Chad, have you visited the Whaley House? No, I have not. I obviously know a lot about it, but no, I haven't visited it. I've only been to San Diego. Fuck. The last time I was in San Diego was 2005. I was on tour with my band. We had tickets. It was opening night of Revenge of the Sith, and we had tickets. I bought them because I knew that we were going to be in San Diego on opening night of Revenge of the Sith. We were playing second in a lineup of 4 bands that night. Told the tour manager, like, hey, we got tickets to Revenge of the Sith, so we're playing our set, and we're shutting down our merch booth, and we're fucking leaving. And I remember we played our set. We went over to the merch booth, and we were like, come on, we got to go. We got to go see Star Wars. And that's back before you could, like, reserve seats, and we had seats in the very, very front row, and we watched the whole movie staring straight up. But, yeah, that was the last time I was in San Diego, like 2005, right? 2005? Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I know, Matt. So, yeah. It's all good. I think the overhead lighting is definitely accentuating your Sharpie colored soul patch. I mean, that's the color of my hair, man. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm Italian. I'm Southern Italian at that. Like, I'm fucking, it's just dark. If I had a Sharpie, I would. I'd get in there, though. Patrick Strauko, what's up, dude? I'm playing Jurassic Park Evolution right now as I listen. Never played a Jurassic Park game. My first reaction would be, I'm surprised they even have Jurassic Park games, but, you know, they have games for everything. Action Force has 18 in total, or 18 more, Bobby said, coming. And we do want Desert Rat. What are you talking about? You talking about the 118, like the O-ring Action Force? Yeah, we'll wait till Bobby announces who the 5th figure in that first wave of O-ring Action Force. It better say TLS, right? Action Force, the Lord scale. It better say TLS on there, on that packaging, because I know a guy who knows a guy. I'm gonna put that in somebody's ear. So, are you getting Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta? I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I have all the other Metal Gear games, to include Revengeance Rising, but not Survive. Fuck that game. I don't know. I guess I want to wait and see what are they doing with it, because some arguments are, I fucking see you, Ryan. It's coming. Just wait. Stand by. Some of the arguments are the reason why they started Delta with Snake Eaters because it's the first game chronologically. But now we got to see, are they going to make more? Because if they're going to make Metal Gear Solid, like the first Metal Gear Solid, you know, if they make that into a Delta, then yeah, I'll get on board with all of them. If they just do 3, then I don't care, because I already have Metal Gear Solid 3. So that's the long answer, but I'm taking a wait and see approach. I want to see what else they do with it. True Star Screamer, what's up, bro? Between Joy Toy and Haya Toys, I'm slowly being called to the Lord scale. Yeah. Joy Toys got some good shit. Yeah. Haya Toys, that Hasbro needs to fix whatever the fuck's going on between them and Haya. They need to fix that distribution issue. So, yeah. Figures, LOL. He said coming figures. Yes. Oh, not on 1/18 scale. He didn't say anything about 18 figures in his O-rings. No. Maybe in the 6-inch scale Action Force. I don't know. I see Bobby making 6 for sure. Not TLS. I don't know. House Hendo. I have the first 2 Jurassic Park Evolution games. If you like, oh, they're park building. So kind of like SimCity kind of a thing. My good friend Ryan, aka Laser Pants, everyone's favorite host of the 3POA podcast. If you're not subscribed to the 3POA podcast, please go do so. Says it'll say Action Force, the ball rash scale. You know what you get for that? Ball rash. No, it won't. It'll either say nothing, TLS, because he said it, not me, or it'll say in parentheses, real small, like you need a magnifying glass. It'll say, yeah, Chad fucking told me that this was going to be a hit, but I didn't want to listen to him, but he was right. Very small print. And even if it's not there, I'm going to start a rumor that it is there. You just got to find it. George Aikens calling it a night. Thanks for being here, George. Always a pleasure having you, my man. And George, good luck on your volcanic island lair. 610 says, Chad, the kids and I got to episode 3, 25th? Oh, the 25th anniversary. Oh, God, we're old. Right at showtime a few weeks ago and had to sit in the front row staring straight up the whole time. Oh, I feel you, brother. Such a good movie. The book was better. I hate to be that guy that says, oh, the book was better, but it really was. Dreadnought 6. All I know is I'm super stoked for Final Fantasy VII Remake, finally on Xbox. That's the only Final Fantasy I ever played, was Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, it's pretty good. Greg Harris. Bobby should do a figure of you in the... I don't want to not read that comment, but I don't know. I'm uncomfortable, like feeling like I perpetuate that. I don't. Cobra Emperor says, I want a sniper, and he has to have the code. No, I was not a sniper. I was a squad designated marksman or an SDM. I did go to phase 1 of sniper school. I didn't go to phase 2 because my fucking idiot training NCO at the time put me into the school knowing that there were 2 phases and we were about to deploy. So I went to phase 1, went home. Instead of going back to phase 2, I fucking deployed. Then I never went back because I would have had to redo phase 1, and fuck that. No, I was a squad designated marksman before I became a master gunner. B. Drew, I play a lot of Madden, some basketball, Hunter Call of the Wild, and Jurassic World. I play Ghost Recon Wildlands. I'm sure that's a shock to everybody. Not at all. All the Batman Arkham games except for Night, because I don't really like the story of Night, and I don't care for all the tank battles. I know it's not a lot, but I just don't care for them. But a lot of Arkham Origins and Splinter Cell. Now that I guess I have to be a Valaverse shill now, right? I have to. I'm contractually obligated because of the Lord scale. And I was just stoked to hear that they got the Ubisoft thing. And plus, I really like the Sam Fisher mission and Ghost Recon Wildlands. And yeah, I've always been a Splinter Cell fan. So, and Siphon Filter. Why don't we bring that shit back? That game was cool back in the day when you first turned on that night vision. I was like, what? Yeah. Dreadnought says, Haya Joes are great unless it's a human face. Yeah, right? Major Blood looks good, but because 1, he's got a lot of shit around his face. 2, he's got that fucked up eye, and he's supposed to look gnarly. So Major Blood gets a pass. But yeah, most of the rest of the human-faced figures don't look that good. So, still, my favorite is the Cobra Commander that Apro Studios designed for them, because that was a ground-up new design. So. Haya showed off the Range Viper effing day 1. Yeah, they did. I put it up on Instagram and Faceback and all that shit. Wonder why Bobby didn't go with the modern 4-inch style for Action Force instead of O-ring. We actually discussed that. Wasn't that last week? I don't know. Time flies when you're insane. I want to say that was last week, but we discussed that. He gave a pretty lengthy answer as to why he went with O-ring instead of 4-inch modern. And I don't like to speak for people. The stream is there. You can go back and rewatch it. You know, it's there for posterity. But bottom line up front, the short paraphrase is that 4-inch modern is not far off from 6-inch, and he didn't want to cannibalize his 6-inch with 4-inch modern, so he went with O-ring. And as many people were asking for O-ring as they were, I don't need to grab it, but as they were for 4-inch modern. So that's basically in a nutshell why, and I can understand that. Yeah, that was his answer. Okay. Let me get this straight. So it'll be like this. Just, you know, not G.I. Joe and or Matt Tracker. Specialist Tracker, actually. But it'll say Action Force. You know, probably a Valaverse logo on here somewhere. And then it's going to say the ball rash scale. And then underneath it, it'll say for ages retarded and up. That's where we're going with that. That's what the card art's going to look like. Okay. I appreciate that. Impossible Pie, I was in and out of that stream. It's totally cool. But yeah, that's the answer, dude. So, yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. But it's still there. I'm still a fan of Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2. I'm not a fan of those, but a lot of those Rainbow games, they did not age well. They just didn't. I went back and replayed Rainbow Six Vegas, and I was like, what the fuck? I remember this game being a lot better back then, but action farce O-rings. No, action, no. No. I played Splinter Cell all the time. Fuck yeah. But he doesn't play Ghost Recon Online. Me? Who? Yeah, Wildlands still holds up. I will play Wildlands over Breakpoint any day. Any freaking day. I'll play Wildlands. Fucking love Wildlands. Dreadnought, yeah, I have that Cobra Commander too. I like it a lot, and I may get the Range Viper too. Like I said previously, I will not get the Range Viper just because I am waiting on so many freaking figures from them. World Made of Cardboard, what's up, John? My wife wants to know, what was your rank when you retired? Classified. Get it? No. So there's a long answer and a short answer. The short answer is E8 Master Sergeant. The long answer is I was an E7 Sergeant First Class promotable. I was on the promotion list when I was retired. So when I retired, they do this honorary thing. They give you your retirement order, and then they give you a promotion order. So my retiree ID says E8 Master Sergeant. My retirement pay is E7 because that was my high 3 or my highest rank for 3 concurrent years before I retired. E8 Master Sergeant. Short answer. Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. Bobby can license out 4-inch to Haya Toys. You know, the funny thing is, somebody asked in that stream if he doesn't do the O-ring figures, would he license them out to somebody else? And I was waiting for him to just flat shoot it down. Like, no, fuck no. That's my IP. And he kind of paused and he was like, I don't know. So I want to see him do it. I want to see him do it. James Lucas says, O-rings rule, Ryan. Just accept it. Yeah, Ryan, just accept it. I don't know. I honestly don't think O-rings rule. I don't. I like the scale. I think the construction for its time was, you know, I mean, look, Mego was doing it with chips and shit before G.I. Joe, because the G.I. Joe team took Mego chips figures and slapped a bunch of like clay and shit on them. Do I think for its time it was revolutionary? Yes. I like to see newer O-ring lines like Strike Force Alpha and others adding articulation, because when I got this blue Major figure, the first thing I tried to do was turn his wrist. He has no wrist articulation. He's just like, he's got straight up like 83, 84 articulation like the Super 7, because he doesn't even have a ball joint in the neck. So he just has rotation. He has no swivel. This is all about a certain aesthetic and a style. And if you like that aesthetic and that style, that's awesome. Then that's all you need. I'm more of a fan of this. And that's just me. I like the added articulation and I like the added detail. Some of the earlier 25th anniversary stuff was, I mean, they tried, but is not good. Not good. That 25th anniversary Flint is fucking dog shit. But once they got to like 30th Pursuit of Cobra, which, you know, Bobby worked on that, and into like the 50th anniversary and later, yeah, they were fucking cooking. James, I'm gonna buy all of them. Just giving Chad a hard time. Oh, of course, man. Everybody knows. You just you know, that's how you do. I love you. You just come in, bust my stones. We laugh about it. It's fun. Yeah. Yeah. Better story for sure on Wildlands. I like Wildlands just general more. In general, I liked it way more. Chad retired as a brigadier general. I like burgers, but Chad was not an officer. Chad was a goddamn non-commissioned officer, okay? Backbone of the Army. Known as more professional than I. I don't really know. Chad retired as a P1C. He was demoted for excessive flatulence. Yeah. Private first class, huh? No, God. Please no. I think the mam's home. Yeah. Laser Pants will be a 1/18 scale shill in no time. I would fucking love to see that. I mean, it would never happen, but yeah. I'm super excited for what is coming for Action Force and the Megaforce vehicles with a bit more firepower added. Than there is no copyright bullshit. World made a cardboard. My wife thinks that was the rank of her father. That's cool. 3 up, 3 down, man. Master Sergeant. Nowhere, man, child. Oh, look who's here. What's up, dude? Yo, Chad and Chad Holes just getting here. Happy Hangout Day. It's good to see you, man. I'm glad you're here. See, look, we're still going. 3 hours. Got that stamina, baby. I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry. Demgut, same. I'm not an O-Ring fan. Atari was fun back in the day, too. Yeah. As was ColecoVision in television. There's still some good shit on NES, but it's not as bountiful as we thought when we were kids. Like now, when you go back and play NES shit, it's going to be like a smaller handful of like those greatest hits. I'm that weirdo. I think Super Mario 2 is the best of the Mario games. I like the second game. I think Ryan is the poison that's been preventing us seeing 1/18 scale Action Force. Oh, Robert's picking fights. I said, bullshit, son. It's the scale that rules, not necessarily O-Ring. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that. You know, I'm the high priest of the Lord scale. Look who's here. Come here. You going to say hi? Yeah.
Hi.
Ryan's talking shit.
Oh, that's not good.
Hi, baby. I love you. See, I told you she'd show up. I told you she'd show up at some point. Cooters, what's up, Cooters? Oh, hey, babe. Somebody asked a weird question about you. Yeah. Oh, I don't remember. Whoever asked that question about the man, put it back in the chat again. James, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Madgus says, so Chad, if the little OGs are the Lord scale, does that make the big dogs the God scale? No, fuck no. No. Until somebody proves me otherwise, with 5 decades of figures, vehicles, play sets, and anything that you can think of, to include a 7-foot 4-inch aircraft carrier scaled up to that scale. Until that scale can match what 1/18 has done, it's a fad. 1/12 scale is a fad. Yep. 1/6 comes and goes. 1/18 has been around for a long, long time. And yeah, we'll see what happens with 1/12. But yeah. The biggest thing about like toy collecting and toy collectors is it's fickle, right? not only is it fluid, but it's fickle. I think a lot of people they get stuck in that they're fans of the corporation more than they're fans of the IP or the line. Whereas I'm a fan of lines like Real American Hero, Valor versus Venom, Spy Troops, 25th anniversary, 30th anniversary. Yeah, they asked a question. I don't know where they went. Hold on, let me see. I'm looking. Oh, Terry's here. What's up, Terry? Good to see you, man. Where's the question? Mario 2 is freaking awesome. It was something like, if your something is the ma'am. Oh, everyone who hangs out on my streams, right, lovingly referred to as Chad holes. Yeah. So are you a ma'am hole?
I'm whatever I want to be.
She's the ma'am. Did you just get home? You like just got home? It's good to see you. We might buy another FJ Cruiser. Yeah, we just might. Oh, everybody's saying hi. She says hi. Ma'am hole. Yeah, that was it. I got there. I remembered. They asked her she's a ma'am hole. Well, the answer was I'm whatever I want to be. Yeah, that's the answer. When my wife and I were married, we're just married, we would play Doom over LAN. Oh man, that's so cool. She would use cheat codes for God mode and run through the game with the chainsaw. That's awesome. Yeah. Playing as Princess Peach in Mario 2 is the first female video game character most of us ever played at. Oh, hi. Come on. Hi, Callie. Yes, I missed you. Dogs. Tell the ma'am let the dogs out. Yeah, man, she was a fun character to play as. I like that game. 112 started in 2001. That's a very long fad. LOL. Yeah, I'll give you that. There was a streamer that made a full-scale classified USS Flag. Yeah, he reached out to me like when he finished it. Dogs got out of the yard. He reached out to me when he finished making it and asked me like if I wanted to do a stream with him on my channel so he could show it. And where I thought that was cool, I just told him like it's just not like, it's not my scale, it's not my jam. Like, I respect that you did it, and I thought it was rad, but no, not my thing. Because then it just feels like it felt disingenuous on my part, I guess. If you mean it's a G.I. Joe specific fad, I'd agree. Yes, that's what I mean. G.I. Joe. I don't mean the scale overall. Yeah. For Joe? Yeah, totally. Ryan, you and I have talked about it before. They're chasing that Marvel Legends money, which spandex and superpowers, right? Ma'am hole. Yeah, I don't want to call her ma'am hole, right? Because there's a connotation there, and that's my wife. So, no. 1/24th scale is great as well. Well, another FJ Cruiser 6 wipers. Well, yeah, she found one the same year as mine, but it's that sunburst yellow. So, yeah, it's lifted, got a brush guard on it. I don't know. We'll have to check it out, but I don't know. We'll see. Get off of here and go make sweet footsie with your lady.
It's science, people! Science!
I'm gonna in a minute. I'm enjoying myself. Right? Yeah. Richard Vasquez, 118 scale is 15 years, 50 years and counting. That's not a fad. It's a standard. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Yep. 100%. But again, to add to that clarification of what Ryan asked that I was trying to get at for G.I. Joe. And I'm talking Joe because I'm like a Joe guy. Technically, actually, GoBots are 1/18 scale. Yep. So, yeah. The Gentleman Wake, I would call 4-inch scale a fat as well. It's not 3 3/4. No, it's not 3 3/4, but it falls under the 1/18 scale just because it's the generic 1/18. Because scale is based on, you know, there's something that has to anchor the scale. So like, you know, when Bernie Loomis, when he historically said, I want Luke Skywalker to be this tall, right? And they said, oh, that's 3 3/4 inches. It was based on Luke, but Chewie was taller, but he was still 1/18 scale. So it just kind of depends. It's the same with like Big Lob. In the modern 4-inch, Big Lob is way bigger. He's not 4 inches. He's much taller. So it's all really the scale. But yeah. Either way, yeah, I guess I would agree. I guess I would agree with that. Yeah. That 4 inches is more fattish than like 3 3/4 if we're talking O-ring versus modern construction. Yeah. O-ring ran longer. Still going, so. Yeah. Just ma'am. It is ma'am. That was actually here in Albuquerque. That fucking dude in the GameStop with the "It is ma'am." Go figure. $30 million was what the 1/12 scale makes Hasbro when they were making 100 million from all the line. Well, GI Joe now is not making a million figures like they were in the 80s. But again, see back to its niche, right? GI Joe used to be like pop culture lexicon back in the 80s, and now it's just niche. And everybody who's into Joe, and I don't mean like the people who stumbled in from Legends or wrestling or any of wherever the fuck they come from. I mean like people who are into G.I. Joe. They either want to think that it's still really big because of like, you know, biases or ego, or they just don't realize that it's not. And I love Joe. Right? It built my whole life, but it is not. It's just not. Will it ever be again? I don't know. But then again, He-Man now is not what He-Man was in the 80s. Star Wars isn't either. Star Wars is way fucking worse off now. Just saying. Not saying, just saying. TJC, my good friend. Thank you, Terry. Gifted 5 channel memberships. And you get a hell yeah for that.
Wolverines! Hell yeah!
Hell yeah. Thanks, Terry. I greatly appreciate you, my friend. We got some Wildlands, dude. Need to. Absolutely. Dreadnought says 3 3/4 inch is great to display, but not play. According to whom? Adult collectors or children? And then again, the argument all around it's a slippery slope because you got the people that argue, well, kids don't play with toys anymore. My kids did. My 18-year-old, you know, like our daughter, she collects. She collects all sorts of shit. Toys, statues, you know, adult collectibles. I mean, she collects tons of shit. She games. But she's always been like a toy kid. So, I don't know. I think it just depends. I mean, when we were kids, we all fucking played with this. So, I don't know. I guess that just depends on how you want to skin that cat. So, Brad says modern construction was so good. Yeah, dude. I'm all about it. that's definitely where I'm living as far as figures. Chad, dumb question. No such thing. Are we getting another Deke episode? I promise you, we will do another deaconing. We will. We will do Deke 2, Deke Harder. Promise. Absolutely promise. And it'll be the exact same guys that it was before. Just to kind of recap a little bit. Yes, we will do another Deke episode. Yes, Nick and I are we're still going to do more Neon at Night. We're still working on Vinny DeLevio. We talked to him at DFW and he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." And I'm like, "So come on, man, let's go." So that's still in the works. Matt LaCroix and Seth Green is in the works. Larry Hama, I got Larry Hama. That's done. Right now, it's just a scheduling thing. We were talking Friday, and he said that he's got some deadlines, so it can't be for a couple of weeks. Generally, a couple is 2, but for some people, it's 3 or 4. Whatever. But then again, like Ryan and I are going to San Diego Comic-Con, and like we got stuff going on right after that. My band's got a couple of shows, so yeah. But Larry Hama's he's locked in. So the deep Deke action. Everybody loves that. I need more cardboard boxes. I have a lot of cardboard boxes. You're welcome to them when I get done with them. Yeah, absolutely. Mother Slug says, I love the nobody small nameless toys from the 80s. Oh, I love that. They're worth millions nowadays. Toy lines I collect, lose a figure, Joe O-ring size sells for $4,000. Yep. That's how it be. Brian says, Mattel polled us with Grayskull memberships and asked if we like the mashups and which property we would like to mash up with Masters of the Universe. Oh, cool. That's what companies should do, right? Listen to your customer base. Those are the people that keep your lines going. Don't, cherry pick a couple of fucking mouth breathers for a focus group and just go, I need the way that it looked in 1984. Because that's that bullshit. Ken's Toys. How many classified collectors are out in the dirt playing with their figures? Yep. Setting up for photo ops doesn't count. Playability is more about imagination than posing. Yeah. That being said, what points of articulation does a classified figure have that this doesn't? Butterfly shoulders. That's right. Thigh swivel. You got that's it. Just the shoulders. And my opinion, take it or leave it, just my opinion, anatomically, those like 3-cup shoulders look like shit. They do not look anatomically accurate. I don't see the art in that. I just see it looks like fucking Elephant Man or Rocky Dennis or something. It's just me. I'm sorry. James Lucas. Kat, I'll send you a link for an awesome customizer who's making updated versions of O-ring figures with better articulation. Cool. Yeah. There's a lot of them out there, but yeah, please, by all means, send it to me. Would love for you to chat with more OG designers again too. Yeah, absolutely. Like when I had Ron Rudat on, I knew that Ron was going to be on, but I didn't want to put Ron on the thumbnail because I was like, if people aren't coming to listen to Greg and Dan talk about DFW, I don't want them just to show up for Ron. And then if they showed up, then they would get, rewarded with Ron Rudat. But yeah, a lot of those dudes are busy too. But Frank Coronius was the last one that I chatted with, and we did that as a recorded video. We didn't do it as a live stream because of scheduling. But yeah, I'm constantly still working on guests. So, and I talk to Kirk all the time, but again, right? He's a professor at a university. He's got his father. There's other stuff going on there. Masters of the Universe Joe mashup. I've actually heard that before. Yeah. I heard about Turtles G.I. Joe. I don't know if that was bullshit. I really hope it is. Yeah, great that you got Larry Hama. Yeah, I'm excited that I got Larry Hama. Fucking Same Time Toys. I made it. Punch and pie on me. You made it at the end, but that's okay. Hey, Shane, look at this. You made it for that. You know what that is? That you made it for that bullshit, son. Curb Stomp. I'm about to go play some Fortnite. Thank you, Chad and Chad Holds, for the birthday wishes. Happy birthday, Curb Stomp. Enjoy your fork knifing. And let me know if you're going to be Superman. Dan R says, glad to see that you're still on. I'm back again like the Terminator. Yeah. That's got to be AI. It's not AI. I'm telling you, it's not. Did you not see that? Like the 5 other times I played it? Because that's that bullshit right there. No, it is not AI. Look, I'm telling you, just trust me. You got to trust me. Get real close to your screen. Come here. You got to study this. That is not AI. I mean, it is fucked up, but it is not AI. My soul patch is AI. My soul patch is like perfectly manicured. Yeah, I know that person personally. No, I do not. Cooter says, damn, I was waiting for the other one. What other one? Which one? The have you drank your what? Like, I have like 20 of them. I don't know which one we're talking about. Are we talking about Jabba? Oh, thanks. I just trimmed it up today. And I hit it with a Sharpie for good measure. So, anywho, oh yeah, World Made of Cardboard said that was my first time. I just joined around 7. Well, that's okay. That's cool. Yeah, but let's get out of here. Yeah, let's call it a night. I'm gonna go play footsies with my wife. Not really, but maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me. That was fun. It was good. So black shoe polish. Yeah. How can you lalati da 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 with no teeth? I have no idea. I have no idea. For all the channel members, I probably should have said this on the members stream, but I wanted to give Quentin a little more FaceTime, and so I tried to speak less. I still need to update the members outro. I need to do that, and I'm meaning to, but I am fucking burning it at both ends right now, and I apologize for that. So if you're a channel member, and I'm sorry, but again, yeah, I just want to. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's slowly but surely coming along. I mean, the Death Star's up, so we just got to get this shit out of the way. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. I really enjoy my Sundays with you fine, horrible, fantastic people. And I'm going to see myself out. I didn't have a guest. It was kind of refreshing not having a guest. So yeah. And yeah, if you miss some, by all means, just listen, to the replay whenever you're doing what you do. You got this, man. Yeah, I'm working on it. It'll get done when it gets done. But thank you very much. You're all freaking awesome. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. I didn't miss anything. So thank you all very much. And I'm not going to do it. Have an awesome day.
Chad, how insensitive of you.
Bye.